Good evening, folks. Welcome to Hint Plays. I'm Nightbites, and I am this week's Game Master. Hint Plays is a channel for RPGs, tabletop gaming from Hobby Gamers International. We run games on a 3-week rotation, rotating cast, players, GMs, each time round. We also do occasional one-off specials to look at individual games, new games, board games, all things gaming generally. Tonight, I'm running Crimson Skies, a homebrew / hack of Savage Worlds to the Crimson Skies universe, an alternate 1930s where America is fragmented following a number of historical things that didn't happen but could have. And the players play the part of the crew of an airship. Where America is fragmented, all transport is best done by air travel rather than road or rail, which means there's air pirates and air militia. And also these folks who sit somewhere in the middle at the moment. So, without further ado, let's see who we've got playing today. And starting from left to right on my screen, as I'm looking at it, Shard, tell us about yourself and your character.
I am playing the famous and amazing Dr. Utica, also aka Mithra. She is superb at her doctoring skills and fixing people up, especially with alcohol. And knows how to fight and shoot.
And Fish.
Hello. Sorry, I was just confused there because the chat thinks I'm Druttercup at the moment. I need to log out and log back in as me.
So today the part of Dr. Druttercup will be played by...
Too many druts in one stream. So yeah, I'm Fishy, obviously. And I am playing Midas. Midas is the only person you really need to care about because none of these other jokes are important at all. They're basically just here to make up the numbers because it's not worth having one of these airships just for one guy and one plane. So basically just pay attention to him and that's it.
Thank you. Drut.
Boys, that's for certain. I'm Druttercup. I'm playing Masha, call sign Madonna, who is ostensibly the flight commander for the Bad Dead airship. And yeah, I'm also soggy, so kind of apologise for dripping all over the stream. Standard disclaimer, I can't do a very good Russian accent, but I'm still going to try.
Still better than my American, although Midas has the excuse that it's not strictly an American accent.
And moving on, we have Robinson.
So I'm Robinson. I'm going to be playing Arbanus Hamilton, also known as Merlin, who is the resident mechanic and borderline mad scientist.
That's mad borderline scientist. You got the words the wrong way around.
Yeah, okay. Mad scientist in everything except the name. Because if you said that to his face, he'd probably start calling himself that, and nobody wants that. I can't think of anything else that I need to say, actually.
And last but by no means least, the one with all the puppies, Lupa.
Hello, I'm Lupa, and I'm playing Moody, Mary Monroe, called sign Moody. I have been hired as basically the muscle, the bodyguard for the Hakuge, which is a really cool ship that can land on the water, and also I guess Merlin, because he's the one that can repair the stuff on the ship. He's my sort of my second priority. The first priority is the Hakuge ship. So I will be attempting to keep it safe. Also, I have all of these dogs, so if I suddenly disappear from the screen, it's because of dog-related shenanigans.
Thank you, folks. So,
I had 8 of them on the.
Oh my word!
Now, by the way,
8.
just to let
Gee
you know.
Whittakers. So, by way of bringing folks up to speed on things, which of you wonderful players wants to brief the viewers on where we're at with the story so far?
Well, Masha's in charge.
We
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where we left off. To be
we
honest.
left off with Moody sitting on top of the safe after failing to open it. I think she tried to shoot at it.
Well, okay.
I think we need to roll back a bit further though. Why was
I
there a
think-
safe involved?
I mean, if you really want, I can catch everybody up to date. I can give you exactly all the information they need. Well, frankly, the race hasn't started yet.
And suddenly the adult enters the room. The crew of the Bad Vets have been assigned 2 tasks. One is flight testing the Hakuge, a prototype flying boat designed by Merlin, which is why Moody is here looking grumpy every time anyone goes near it. And also to locate a sunken ship from the American Civil War. I have to specify American because if I think Civil War, I'm thinking Cavaliers and Roundheads, and that's not it. By a few steamers. And so we have been investigating that. We are not the only faction looking for it. We have discovered at least 1 corpse who was killed in the course of attempting to find the location of the wreck. We don't know who he was. We don't know who killed him. We have subsequently located the wreck itself, and Moody went down and dived it. Despite having hydrophobia, yes, we know, and has retrieved the safe containing what we have been sent to locate. The trouble is that in the process, we also encountered an opposing force in the form of a trawler, which was ostensibly completely innocent and actually had a deck gun and took pot shots at Madonna. This proved to be a foolish life choice, and we now have the survivors of the sunken trawler on board the Bad Debt. Having rescued them after a coincidentally stray shot may possibly have blown a large hole below the waterline.
Shooting a Madonna is foolish, but extremely understandable.
Just thin ice here, fish. I don't actually go that far to bring your neck to snakes.
No, I'm actually within punching distance for a change.
Yes. So yes, we now have a couple of captives from the trawler. We have the safe, which needs breaching, and we have a makeshift diving belt. Not diving belt. Makeshift. I want to say bariatric chamber.
Barometric, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To house the diver from the trawler, who was obviously diving completely innocently, and to give fish that one-on-one experience of being caught.
I totally forgot making like Merlin is making like a hyperbaric chamber for that.
That's it, hyperbaric.
Yeah.
That's the one, not
Yeah.
barometric. Hyperbaric.
Hyperbaric.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the hyperbaric chamber currently contains 1 really stuffed diver, and
Yes.
we need a word with him and his crewmates once we know he's not actually going to explode on us. And that's where we are. Oh, and Midas is doing some side quest thing, some side city races. No,
He's gone to play Mario Kart.
I'm sure
Can't
it's
help out
not
with the
relevant to
intellectuals.
it's all a bit daft. It is, yeah. He's basically sat there doing something fairly easy. He'll probably lose.
They hired me to fly planes. I'm flying planes. It's what
I
do.
mean, if he does crash, I'll try to fix him up as best as possible.
Crash.
Only
I don't
him
do
or
crash. Okay.
or someone he may crash into?
I mean, I might fix the person he crashes into first.
I'm aware that crashes happen. I've seen loads of them, but I've never been in one.
I struggle to believe that, to be honest.
Right.
So, starting with now we're still on the night before the races, so we're Sunday night. the
Night before Christmas.
I was thinking that. It was the night before the races.
the airstrip is now full of aircraft, ready to launch tomorrow.
Please, sir,
Yes.
can we have our bennies?
Oh yes, we need chips.
Ah.
Oh, that's right, because we were actually using them last time.
Yes,
Yes.
chips got
Yeah,
used.
we-
Realised that.
It was the
Use
night before the
better fat.
races, and in our flying house, Midas was drunk and starting to grouse. That's as far as I've written it so far. You'll have to wait for the rest.
Not on famous grouse.
I'm looking forward to the completed version.
Fish opens a
Giving out the
notepad
chips.
file.
Yeah, normally I would do, but I'm on one screen. It feels weird.
Yeah.
I feel so bereft in third world. I'm used to 3.
Well, if you're still here when you
3
need to
screens,
run,
2 tablets, and a laptop. This is not how I normally operate.
I'd feel for you, but this is how I normally operate, so I don't understand.
yeah, no, I know. I've just been spoiled. That's all.
I wish
Yeah,
I
I'm
could
just-
fit a third monitor in.
you'll have to deal with 2 screens if you run Slaughter Deep in it, because you can run off my computer. Sorry, baby.
Well,
That came out wrong.
not
So-
easily, but we'll worry about that at a later date.
Yeah, good point.
So, let's start with yes. There's aircraft lining up in the aprons, all being having those last-minute tweaks before race day, making sure the tanks are topped off. All those wonderful things. There's mechanics all over the place. Some being shouted at by their respective pilots. Some just being left to do what they do. Of course, Midas's mechanic is on
Was
the bad
building,
debt.
Yeah, building a
Building a hyperbaric chamber. So
Yeah.
all Midas has to contend with at the moment is the ground crew topping the tank off.
Yeah, that'll do. That's fine.
That sounds like such a euphemism.
Nellie's
Midas-
reliable. She'll be fine.
Midas, the night before the race, is getting his tank topped off.
So over on the
You know your audience.
on the bad debt, there's a diver inside a very hastily built, somewhat smaller than usual hyperbaric chamber. It's roughly the size of a coffin. Which, let's face it, if it doesn't
inspire
work,
confidence.
if it doesn't work, you can always just cut the pipes off and bury him in it.
Oh my gosh. No.
That's a very steampunk burial, isn't it?
You do have a number of trawlermen locked up in the brig.
Yeah.
Currently being looked over by your mute crewman.
Oh, he's going to be freaking them out no end. Especially if we
I'm
don't
still
tell him it
probably,
wasn't us who
like,
cut his throat.
intimate- Oh, Dinah.
How
And
can
then,
you
of course,
even
we have-
remember all their names. I admire this.
Better with dog names than. I don't know what it is, but my brain is very much wired for dog names and cat names.
Okay,
I know.
the one
Now
on,
we've got the biggest one.
the one on screen left. I'm sorry, that's a Harryhausen creation.
Yeah, the animatronics are great.
This is Bruce.
Mm. No, I
These two
disagree.
are
That's
both
not
ma-
Harryhausen at all. That's
mastiffs.
Henson.
Oh, yes, good point.
It's a dire hound.
He's too big to get on the couch, or he doesn't know that he can. So
Oh,
this
bless
is
him.
as close as he gets. So this is I'm counting him being on the couch.
I wonder if you can actually fit your head in his mouth.
Don't try,
I'm sure
please.
I
Don't
could.
try, especially not on camera.
almost certain that getting your head bitten off actually
I mean,
gets us back.
that could be our most viewed clip ever.
Actually, no, this is just.
This is
Just for the
Perfect.
dogs. I should blow this up full screen just.
Yeah. There's a
Okay.
role-playing game, but also his dogs.
Yes.
Yeah. I acquired permission. I was gonna be no face cam for today because I want to respect the owner's wishes and stuff. But I asked them what they thought, and they were like, "Oh yeah, go for it. You can have the dogs on camera."
Oh bless.
He has canine skies now.
Yes.
Canines. So that's the anthropomorphic version.
Yes. Oh no! Don't give me ideas.
God.
We should have added a second camera for Looper and have Looper cam, dogs cam.
Yeah.
And the dog.
Anyhow,
okay, I will,
back to
I
the
will
game.
attempt Not to
As well as having the trawler crew as prisoners, we've also got a number of people on deck interested in the safe, because obviously there's your own deck crews who have witnessed Moody try unsuccessfusly to open the safe,
Hmm.
and they kind of all want to know what's in there.
Yeah. Right. Much though I hate to say it, I think Moody is going to have to guard the safe.
Yeah. I'm gonna be sitting on it, kind of. She's sitting
do
there,
it.
kind of fiddling with the gun in a way that like makes it look like she's kind of just playing around with it, but you know that at any second she could point it at somebody. Just to be that nonchalantly intimidating character in the background.
Okay. So, in another life, Moody was played by Christopher Walken. Okay. So we need Dr. Buttercup. Really needs to be taking care of the diver.
Yep,
Yeah.
she has been. Especially in the meantime, waiting for the iron lung. I mean, hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Potato, potato.
Honestly, the most that can be done for that poor diver right now is to give them pain meds and keep them asleep as comfortable as possible. Otherwise, there's nothing we can do.
And Merlin working on the hyperbaric chamber.
with the mechanics from the crew,
Yeah.
effectively tasking you build me this, you build me this, get me this.
Oh God, he's going to think he's got a team.
Didn't Merlin and the Mechanics record? Was it The Living Years? Was that there?
You know, honestly, he rolled really well in his leadership to be able to lead them. So he does
Yes,
have a
he
team.
does.
He doesn't
Yes.
think that he has a team.
Exactly.
They're useful to the Antex.
He has mutants.
Oh,
Every good evil mastermind has peons.
Eons,
Why
I think
really.
they're called minions. They're called minions when you're an evil mastermind.
Apparently not if you're an evil mastermind played by Robinson.
Fair.
So, what is Madonna doing in the interim?
in the interim, I am going for trying to identify the highest ranking officer from the trawler
Okay.
in our captives / guests. And I would like a one-on-one chat with him.
Okay, so, in a simple question of who's the captain, the end response is, it was him. Everyone pointing to everyone else. No individual stands up and says, I'm the
So
captain.
it's the opposite of I'm Brian and so is my wife.
I'm guessing that some of them actually recognize the voice that was heard on the radio and know it's the crazy person that shot the boat.
They shot at me. What was I supposed to do? Not.
I'm saying what they said to you when you were like, "Hey, do you want rescue?" Go away, leave us alone, crazy person, is what they said.
It was, yeah. Entirely not my problem, though. Um, I'm simply going to point out that the captain of the crew has power of life and death over every one of you here. So, obviously, if I cannot talk to the captain, then perhaps the best option is simply to throw you out and let you swim home.
Can you give me an intimidation roll or a leadership roll, whichever is the better?
Right, when I'm rolling my intimidation of D8 plus 2, is the plus 2 just a straight modifier or is it an extra dice?
I take it the +2 comes from a
Trait.
trait.
Yeah, a thing.
That would be added, as I understand the system, that would be added to your final result.
Yeah.
So you would roll the D8 and
And then
a
add
D6
2.
because you have the
Right.
wild die, and whatever
it's
the result
made
is,
man.
you'd add 2.
It's her made man thing. She can do her. She can draw upon her organised crime background.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very nice face you've got there. It's
Loosen-
shady.
Loosens her clothing slightly to show the Russian prison tattoos.
Let me make you an offer you can't refuse.
Probably not a million miles off, actually.
Are
Right.
you going to offer them half the world once you finish conquering it?
No. I'm gonna offer not to kill them. To make it
I
big
never
or
understood
make
that.
it personal. I reckon killing them is personal. Just have to point out, Madonna actually is not this bad, but I
Yeah.
don't.
We are just filling in the paperwork now for your visit to our airship. You haven't decided yet whether you committed suicide or were shot trying to escape.
Yes, but there's a strong favoritism towards incinerated when one of the small gas bags went up.
So what was the end result?
Right, that. Oh, and I'm rolling a d6 as well, aren't I?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you are a wild card, so you get your trait and your
Oh, that's
d6 as
handy.
well. And
Oh.
both dice can explode.
Yeah, I know.
Seems like one just exploded onto the floor.
Yeah, but at least I know what it is. So that's a total of roll of 10 because I had an explosion on the d6, but that's a total of 12.
Okay. There's a stunned silence, roughly equating to. She wouldn't do that, would she? One of them stands up, says, "I'm the skipper."
Excellent. You, I will have to speak with. She's deliberately making her English more broken than it actually is. Not, totally student language level, but she's slightly getting her tenses wrong, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Right, I will have escort him along with a random crew member of mine to one of the rooms that I happen to know that we've been using to lock people up in on occasion.
That's fine.
Since Midas isn't there, I'm going to AFK briefly and try and shut Pippin up by feeding him.
Fair enough.
I thought I could hear something. Trouble is, I've got noise cancelling headphones in, so.
Ah. So, you escort this bot into a room, sit him down. I assume sit him down.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You've got your security mook on hand with you.
So, what's your name?
Jonas.
Traditional is for two names. First and second.
Well, I'll give you one of them. Jonas.
Is that your first name or your family name?
Yes. Why don't you ask the questions you actually need to ask? And then you can decide if you're going to kill us or not. Because to be honest, we're looking in the face of death no matter what happens here. So I'm not that inclined to be nice, because you're going to kill me anyway.
Oh. I kill very few people. Generally, I kill people who are shooting at me at any given time. But I kill very few people. And yet somehow I have almost no living enemies. Right. So, you had Diver underwater. What was Diver looking for?
A ship.
I see we are playing games, right?
No, he was looking for a ship.
Which ship was he looking for?
For the Water Witch.
Good. And why were you looking for Water Witch?
Because we were paid to.
Who paid you?
Some guy with a foreign accent. Not your kind of foreign, though.
North or south?
Overseas.
Ah.
Sounded like, one of those folks that say we instead of yes. I never quite understood the language, but you know the folks I mean.
So overseas or from Louisiana then? Okay. You can describe him, yes?
Yeah.
Excellent. We will have you produce a picture.
Sorry?
We will have you produce a picture.
I said I can describe him. I didn't say I could draw him.
I'm almost certain that Merlin has artistic skills, at least as far as drafting goes.
Well, we don't really know what he looks like, but we do have a blueprint of him.
Oh god, the first photo fit comes out looking like a blueprint.
Yes. Well, what do we know about this? He has
I'm gonna
skeleton.
start calling sketches.
Have you got the cat back in with you?
Possibly. I left him.
Sorry,
in
I just saw some movement out of the corner of my eye, and I just wanted to make sure I wasn't about to get attacked.
Are you playing tennis with a cat?
Yes.
Is the cat in your court now?
Well, I can hear the cat, certainly. Oh,
The
there
cat
he is.
would
He's in
prefer
full.
people were in the same room.
Yes, he
So-
gets somewhat miffed because he doesn't want us in the same room and we're not.
Okay, so what were you looking for on the Water Witch?
See, now it strikes me that I've got something you want. You have something I
Well-
want. We trade. You first. You let my crew down on land. They go, do what they need. And you get what you want from me.
They are actually your crew then, and not merely hired for the occasion.
That's irrelevant. For the purposes of this operation, they're my crew. They're my responsibility. You let them go, you get what you want from me. Can you give me
I was going
a... What skills does...
yeah, there's no human
Interrogator have.
perception skill, which is what it would be.
It would come down under notice.
I can notice this notice.
If you'll notice this notice, you'll notice that this notice might just be worth noticing.
Well, that's a 4 on the D8. A 4.
Okay. This is probably stating the obvious, but there's more to this skipper than meets the eye.
Oh, yeah.
That's about as much as you can figure at the moment.
Mhm. If you are that fussed about the fate of your crew, then they would make good bargaining chips, wouldn't they?
I didn't say I was that fussed about their fate. I said we can make a trade. You let them go, I give you what you want. It's pretty simple. If you don't want the information I can give you, then I guess we're all doomed.
We will hang on to one of your crew, whose life we are currently trying to save.
Well, that's jolly decent of you.
Men do not breathe well underwater.
No, that's
Oh,
why we
well,
generally give them diving suits.
However, I have no reason to retain the rest of your crew. We have neither the time nor the money to look after them properly.
I'm glad to hear it. Like I said, letting them off on land, not dropping them out over sea. I was very specific on that.
What if we dropped them over?
Of course, we will drop them on land. You do not expect us to go down. We like it up here.
I am simply wondering why you were treating me like a genie in old story.
It's
Do not
raining.
have the word a wish so careful. I'm a reasonable
We
woman.
played too much Dungeons and Dragons. Clearly have played first and second edition.
I don't know you from Adam or Eve. I don't know if you're reasonable or not.
Okay. We can release your crewmen in small batches. And when they have left, you and I will resume this check.
That's fair.
Yes. You can stay here. Make yourself comfortable. Watch him. Right, I'm going to go back to the people, where the holding pen, where we've got the rest of the crew.
Yep.
The captain has agreed to be very generous with his information. You are therefore free to go. And to remember that you are free by our good graces. And she is giving the most disturbing smile she can make.
Okay, most of them look pretty nervous.
Does anyone not?
Yeah, but he also looks like the oldest of the lot, and like he's probably seen some unpleasantness along the way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right, I'm going to arrange, we're going to have to do it probably in the crap duster. It's the best bet. Because you can only get a couple of people per ship. And I'm not putting them in the Hakuge. Because no.
I mean, they came here in the Hakuge.
I know, but now they're actually awake and not panicked about drowning. They may actually be a bit more observant. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to arrange to have them start being ferried down in the crap duster. I don't see any reason to give them a comfortable ride. They shot at me. They annoyed me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you know, it's that, or I just go with a really, really long ladder and let them take their fate in their own hands. Death slide off the bottom of the ship. The traffic control tower or something.
Death slide being potentially literal.
Yeah. It's an incentive to improve your grip strength. Right. To be honest, though, we don't need spares.
Just put them in a box and winch them down.
Do you happen to have a large enough box to put however many people in?
I'm sure we have a cargo container somewhere.
You do have a rather large net.
Is anyone else concerned by the idea that Merlin apparently has a box for keeping people in?
Well, he's got a box with one person in it.
Guinea
I was
pigs
gonna
are a
have
very
one person in it.
important part of scientific process.
You did
Well, don't we
remember to
have
put at least a window in it, right? I think that was talked about.
There's a window and
Don't
there's
we
a
also
food
have
hole.
a refrigerator with a dead body in it somewhere?
No, that's more Moody's area of.
Right, okay. How many am I actually here?
You're only looking at half a dozen. There's not a lot of them.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
that -1, minus 2 because you're looking at 4 of them. Because you've got the skipper and you've got the diver, and then you've got the rest of the crew.
Okay, I see no reason to be cruel to the rest of the crew just because the skipper's dodgy as shit. And we might want to hire them at some stage because, you know, they're dodgy. Yeah, we'll ferry them down in that stuff. Just
Okay.
some people can do it, take off landing.
Nearest landing strip is where the races are being run from.
Yeah.
Or you could just land on a road if you really want to leave them in the middle of nowhere.
No, I'm jumping by the race as well because I'm anticipating they'll go off and get pissed. And
You
therefore,
said you'd put them down on land. You didn't say what land. Are there any convenient islands nearby?
Yes, but you might need to borrow one of the Brits' planes to be able to do it.
yeah, you want to leave them on an island in the North Atlantic. Lovely. But it could be worse. You have to in the South Atlantic and just send them to the Falklands. Advanced Penguin Forces.
So,
Right.
assuming nothing
Much for that.
else is planned for interim, the ferrying goes quite smoothly,
Okay.
and you can get the crew landed,
Okay.
which leaves you with the skipper and also the diver.
Mhm. Right. Okie dokie. So yeah, the diver's not talking to us, which is fair enough. I would imagine
Yeah.
he's basically still in Flurble land and hires a kite.
Yes, he is medicated to the point of being zonked.
You've been fed. Sorry. I'm half expecting.
It's the pet scream featuring.
Apparently.
Sorry, I was just trying to work out what I could hear, and it was just meow, meow, meow.
I mean,
So
at this point, we might need to try and convince Knight to let the dogs up into his computer closet.
This is it. Yeah, we need dog cam from everybody.
Hi.
I've got Lil Bites staying here at the moment, so the dog is downstairs with Lil Bites.
Oh, fair enough.
Always prefers Lil Bites' company to mine.
I'm not saying a word here.
Oh.
Yeah, not a thing.
I mean, children are always more lovely to animals than adults are.
Uh-huh. Fair enough. Okay, right. I think probably moving on to if anyone's having a go at the safe.
Okay, is anyone having a go at the safe, or are you directing anyone to?
Well, if Moody wants another shot at it.
Merlin said I could use the what's it called? The welding tools after he was done making the hyperbaric chamber.
Uh-huh.
Let's try it. I want to try that. I want to try the
Okay.
That's definitely better than
already
taking another shot at it,
got
okay?
mad and almost fought it. I didn't actually. That was genuinely one of my favorite things that ever happened. The using the chips to like influence reality so that the gun didn't actually fire. So good. I'm sitting here being. I was like, for anybody who wasn't here for that one, I was talking about Moody getting upset, and I said, and she's not gonna shoot the safe. And then everybody decided, yes, she is gonna shoot the safe. Like, we were discussing how dangerous it would be, and I was like, I'm not shooting it. And then Trent was like, I'm just gonna use some chips to like alter reality so that this does not ricochet and kill everyone.
So, fast forwarding then to a time when the diver is transferred into the completed hyperbaric chamber,
Mhm.
or coffin as it might otherwise be known, or iron lung, and
I am Iron Lung.
and welding equipment is brought down to the hangar bay where Moody is guarding the safe. So Merlin and Moody and the welding equipment at the safe. Scene.
Yes.
Go for it.
So how does this work?
Wait, do I not get to sleep?
Do you-
I have to do more work.
No one's saying that you have to do it.
Sleep is for losers.
Are you just gonna come and give it to me and be like, have at it?
Let the person who has the knowledge of how to use the tools have a go. Even if you have to pour neat caffeine down his throat.
This is gonna be an awful
I'm
day.
really trying to get into the impulsive side of Moody, because I know things are bad decisions, but I like my way of playing this character at this point is this a bad decision? Yes, then she's gonna do that.
Impulsive. Suicidal.
Death Wish is also written into her character sheet, so
God.
impulsive and Death Wish.
Oh,
So
I'm so glad you have access to high temperature materials and have to come up with plates. This makes me feel so
it's
happy.
great.
Nothing
See
could
as
possibly
Moody
go.
turns a welding torch into a plasma lightsaber
Oh God.
Yeah.
by accident.
So the question is whether Merlin leaves me alone with the tools or not.
Was I asked to help with the safe or just to provide the tools?
The
You didn't ask.
I'll ask, like, cause I came asking if you had something that could open the safe.
Oh, well, if
And you
all I
said-
was done was given a shopping list of requested items, then I'm just going to drop the items.
So I picture the scene happening like this. Merlin arrives with the items, roughly says, there you go. Moody takes one look, cranks all the dials right up, gets the welding nozzle, 6 foot flame, roaring torch.
There is a chance she could damage your tools.
Okay, I have spares. These could just be the generic ones. I have ones that have a dial that goes up to 11. These just go up to 10.
Oh.
If she sets fire to the ship, however, you won't have spares.
Or the Hakuge.
Or the Hakuge, in fact, because
I'll
boom,
be careful enough not to hurt the ship that I'm supposed to be protecting. To be fair. Or
How would
try,
you
at
use
least.
a-
She's not.
I don't actually know how you'd use a blowtorch to open a safe without potentially destroying the insides.
the hint
Carefully.
is the obvious.
Very carefully.
Literally cut the hinges.
My plan was to cut along the edge on one side and try to, or like maybe around the top and open it like a can.
I think there's two options really. You either cut the lock that's holding it shut, or you cut the hinges.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like just on the door and kind of
Yeah.
reverse open it. Okay. I mean, It is Moody we're talking about, so opening it like it's a can is probably more her style. Not doing
I
a
just
smart
cut the
thing.
entire shop off.
Yeah, just slice along the top very carefully. And
Yeah. Just go. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what she's gonna try to do. Because
Okay.
her, like, she doesn't really think about. She just goes with the first thing that comes to mind. So the idea of like carefully planning out how she's gonna open this gently
Okay.
is not really a thing.
So,
Yeah, on
Lupa,
witnessing such a horrendous display, Merlin is definitely going to just go, give it here, I'll do it properly.
let's see just how horrendous the display is first. Lupa, can you please roll me unskilled? Because you have
Yeah.
no skills that reflect anything like this.
Oh,
Actually not.
Hmm.
Totally horrendous.
not the worst.
9. That's not bad at all. That's a raise, isn't it?
That were it a standard difficulty, yes, but that's still a success. So
Woohoo!
you have got yourself a reasonable heat to try and cut through this, and your approach is to slice the top off like a can.
Yeah.
Okay. So Merlin, Monroe's done a fairly good job of getting the right sort of cone on the flame.
Using the tool properly, but the approach is wrong.
Using the tool like a beginner, but the approach is wrong. Yes. More heat could be gotten for a quicker cut, but yeah, definitely a wrong approach.
In that case, it'll probably be faster if you let me do it, perhaps. Just
Yeah,
just
that's
a
fine.
smidge faster. Like, maybe we'll get it done today instead of tomorrow. Or
This
next
thing is
week.
really cool, though. Here you go. Here.
I hope you
I
turned
mean,
it off
I do
before
want
you handed it over.
Probably not.
You
I mean, I'm
you
not
walk
gonna
up and
point
say,
it
maybe
at
this
you.
will go quicker if I do it. And Moody just turns towards you saying, what?
What?
Yes. Fortunately, you're nowhere near the gas bags when.
Next episode, Merlin in Flames.
Oh. I think she has the wherewithal not to set you on fire while.
So, after a probably safe handover of the torch to Merlin, would you like to make a repair roll?
Oh, it's repair. I'm good at repair.
I mean, technically it's the opposite of repair, but it's the same skill.
The
I have a
big
bonus
thing
to
still.
repair. I got one more, even though it's got a +4.
Don't forget, you have chips. You can throw chips in to re-roll.
Yeah,
And
I
so-
might as well.
and
I
so
need
long
to
as
do
you
this
don't
as carefully as possible, because
A critical failure, you can keep going until you get a roll you're happy with.
there might be
Or until you
paperwork
get a critical
inside.
failure.
I did say as long as you don't get a critical failure.
Yeah.
There
There
you
you go.
see.
There we go.
Bam! Rocking in with a raise.
Don't say bam. Please don't say bam. Under the circumstances, don't say
Sorry.
In terms of any kind of explosions and fire, we're on a ship that is very flammable. Let's not,
That
guys.
just makes explosions more effective.
We've got sharp most caution. We may actually be in trouble.
It's like a
So-
bonus roll to explosions because there's an extra explosive.
Fine-tuning the flame on the torch and using it as a cutting torch to cut through the hinges. You make relatively short work of cutting the hinges off. The wonderful thing about old world safes is they are hinged and the hinges are on the outside because they're outward opening doors.
Moody's gonna like crouch and watch you do this and be like, "Oh, that's smart."
So whilst either waiting then for the very, very hot ends of metal that you've just cut off to cool down, or dousing them to quench them, You can then pull the safe door open should you so desire.
There's a body in there. I'm just gonna swear.
And is all this being done under the watchful gaze of Masha?
After she's finished sending initiated the sending of the guys down below, she's probably going to be on the gantry above where they're doing the work in the workshop.
Okay.
She doesn't want to get underfoot or on fire.
So, very carefully levering the safe open. Whoever it is that's doing the opening gets wet feet, as the water that remains in the safe empties over your feet. A handful of white fluffy bits of what might once have been paper wash out, leaving the inside glowing with a yellowy golden tinge.
That's boring. I was looking forward to the paper.
Oh.
This is when we find actually it's just radioactive.
No, it might be, but it is gold. Bars of.
Yay!
I'm trying to remember when radiation knowledge became sort of common.
Depends on the definition of common.
Yeah.
I believe there was nuclear weapons in fiction in the late 1800s, wasn't there?
Pretty much. Also, radium was discovered very early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Radium was a big thing in the 19th century, which is why
Yeah.
so many people got ill.
Yep. Good film coming up about that apparently.
Yeah.
Based on the book Radium Girls.
Mm-hmm.
It's still mind-boggling today that they were allowed to use radium-based paint to do plot and watch dials.
You know, if the
Oh.
universe was slightly to the side of this one, that whole regular use of radium would have probably tipped us over into having that steampunk Victorian type
Yeah.
thing going on.
Most of the weaponry on Mars, according to Edgar Rice Burroughs, was radium-based. That was
Yes.
a large portion of their technology.
Radium was fashionable, weirdly. Right.
Huh.
People used it to paint their faces.
I did not know that.
They were
Glowy makeup.
the girls who painted the watch dials were told it was completely safe because they had to use their lips to make points on the brushes.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that they.
were told, they were
Oh,
told it
wow.
was so safe that they used it to paint patterns on their faces, do their makeup.
Because you would, wouldn't you? You know, if you've got a glowy thing you can play
suppose,
with and
yes.
it's supposedly safe, you're going to play with it.
Yes.
Right.
Now I want to build
So-
a flying Nautilus.
Is it merely gold inside this safe?
Merely gold.
Yes.
You, possibly. There might be something higher behind the stacks of gold bars, or underneath and behind, or.
Well, look, let me
Get on
take
it, Moody.
gold off your hands and get it out
Unstack
of
the
the way,
gold
and
one
then
bar
you
at a
can see
time.
what's there.
Yep, that's probably what
Gold is really heavy, isn't it?
It
That's
is.
why you do it one
Yes.
bar at a time.
Yes. I'm going to stay up on there on the walkway and out of the way of, well, let's face it, the flood and the assorted power tools, and ask, are there any embossed logos or prints on the bars?
It's fine, we can melt those off.
I was wondering who they might have belonged to.
Are
Yeah.
there any markings?
Think of all the research I could fund with this.
So, to get a good answer to that question, you need to reach in and pick one of these bars up, and they are heavy.
Yeah.
Are we talking little bars or bars?
Bars.
Oh. the
Yeah, you're
full
going to
bar.
pick it up, and you're picking up 26 pounds of solid metal.
Nice.
Oh, that's easy to one-hand it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Moody could
she
one-hand it,
has-
but Merlin
Yeah.
might have a different take on that.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the dog.
That is all the cute.
I know. They're all very sweet. This one's name is Simon.
I get the impression that they're all like standing in line waiting for their turn on your lap.
They kind of, when I come back, like if I've been out of the room, they do that. They like
Oh,
queue
bless.
up for their turn for love.
But yeah, holding this big chunk of bar of gold, you sort of look at it top and bottom and on the ends. That there's no signs of a marking or a stamp. It's a uniform bar of gold.
That's weird.
Okay. Yeah. No. Nothing. Nothing that I can see. No markings or stamps or anything. Just gold.
Do we have a Geiger counter on board?
Robinson. That would be a question you could answer.
Wait, okay, but how am I going to answer this? 'Cause I don't want to just say yes, because...
Surely there is only one important question when you have access to potentially illicit gold, and that question is, do we have access to Switzerland?
You know, I'm very much with Fish on that.
Geiger counters.
Invented.
Also, I don't think that because we were hired to find the deeds and paperwork associated with land ownership. They said nothing about gold.
I really wasn't paying attention to what we were hired for, so I really can't speak on
So
them.
they were invented in 1908. So A, yes, they're around, and B, it's entirely feasible that someone with your level of scientific knowledge and understanding would have one.
Especially if you're trying to build a nuclear-powered engine.
Yeah.
Or even a nuclear-powered
Yeah.
engine.
Yeah, that's...
Then we could have a spaceship with lots of little spaceships.
You know, the modern reimagining
You could
of
have a-
20,000 Leagues have the Nautilus being a nuclear-powered submarine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to build one of those that flies.
We can
I'm all for this.
turn the Husky into
Oh,
a
God.
spaceship. And then it can go in the ocean and in the sky and in space.
Resist the
On the
temptation.
subject of nuclear-powered submarines, by the way, did you know that during the Cuban Missile Crisis, the Russian submarines that were patrolling and guarding the ships taking the construction materials were actually armed with nuclear torpedoes? And because they were out of communication with Russia, the captains had authority to fire them. They didn't need to contact back to
Oh,
Russia.
wow.
I mean, just when you thought the world had come close to nuclear disaster, you find that out and realize it was closer than you thought.
Wasn't there one incident where a submarine almost fired them, and it only didn't happen because one crew member refused?
There's a couple of incidents like that. Yeah, there was one submarine during that incident which nearly fired, and I can't remember what it was. It was something specific. It was something like the KGB guy on board or something said no. And there was also an incident where the alert system went wrong.
Yeah.
And one of the silos in Russia was actually given the instruction to fire by the machinery, and the guy at the button didn't press it.
Wow.
That was the one that was done in the stage show, the one-man show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of which has anything to do with
No, I don't.
this
No.
situation. It
No.
was just popped into my
So
head.
the short answer, Robinson, is yes. It's reasonable for you to have one if you deem that you would have one on board.
Yeah, if you said no, I would have spent a penny to get one anyway.
Damn it! I could have made you spend a penny.
Well, I'll spend it now if you want.
No, it's fine.
I think just to make sure that it's actually gold and not lead painted in gold, you should bite it.
How about, okay, I can spend a penny to have a more advanced Geiger counter that gets more types of radiation.
You can spend a chip to have a more advanced Geiger counter than perhaps would be expected. Yes, I'm fine with
How
that.
many chips to have a PKE meter so
Like
you can go back to that
something.
haunted house?
No, he'd need to use his weird science to invent one of those.
Give him time.
Because I think the early Geiger counters only did the particle radiation, and it wasn't until later on they did the gamma, which is the electromagnetic radiation.
Geiger counters initially did alpha. Later versions were able to count beta particles and other ionizing radiation. And then in 1928, the Geiger-Muller counter marked the introduction of modern electrical devices. So, the
So
modern molecules of electrical
You can have a state-of-the-art one, yes.
Yay! I'll spend a penny for that.
Okay.
Mhm. Oh,
In that case, am I being instructed to fetch my boopy device so I can see if it goes bing?
yes.
Bing.
It goes bing when there's stuff.
It goes ping when there's stuff. You've got the machine that goes ping.
Oh dear lord.
Great.
Very
Okay,
scientific.
okay.
So upon returning to his workshop and returning with a Geiger counter or a machine that goes...
Were we just told to get the safe, or were we told what to look for in the safe?
You were told to expect documentation.
Yeah.
Expect documentation. Well, there's no documents in it. What a shame! What should we do with the other stuff that they
Yeah, we'll
clearly
just get-
didn't want?
We'll just get rid of this stuff that's in the way while we look for documents.
I'm sorry. The gold should be ours. I'm fully on board with us keeping the gold because we have plenty of modifications to make to various ships.
I would very much like to know what else is in this safe. Also, there are bits and pieces of paper which got washed out with the contents. So I'm going to suggest that we collect those bits of paper.
They're not going to be legible with this, right?
They might be.
There might be.
Look, you never know. We might end up having to use the bat reconstruction ways or whatever.
Yes. Quick, Merlin, invent a reintegration device. You can reintegrate all these bits of paper together.
The thing is, if they haven't been mashed around, they're going to be fragile, but they should be intact. So you might be able to garner some information off them.
Duct tape. Invent duct tape.
The trouble is, every time I hear the word duct tape, I go into the DuckTales Warp Zone baby, which is singing about duct tape.
Nothing except ductless.
Odd
Merlin doesn't need to invent duct tape, does he? What year is it? It's
1937.
1930.
37. Duct tape gets invented in 1943, so it's not that far off.
Wow.
And as a weird
It's another
Side
one for Merlin for you.
tangent, just based off what Drutz said, the inspiration that I put into finding the Hakuge to bring into the game was the Sea Duck from DuckTales.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Excellent.
I used to love that aircraft when I watched that show as a kid, but
I can't wait.
I needed to make it a pusher rather than a puller.
Fair enough.
I can't wait till we put some guns on it and actually make it usable in combat.
Okay.
I think it would probably be more effective to have like a turret gun on top so that it can shoot while it's sitting on the ground or on the water as well as in the air.
Isn't that where the big radar disc? I don't know what they're called.
We don't need the radar disc.
Turn it into a nebula class. So you can just switch out the module depending on
Yes.
what operation you're doing. Got the
A
radar
modular
module,
aircraft,
and then
wow.
you've got the turret module.
I can't decide if we're going for Thunderbirds or whether you can just see my soul leaving my body at this.
Hey, look, the British have those really cool like claws and up and down planes. We get to make ourselves cool by having modular planes.
Up and down planes. Well, I
You mean
suppose, yeah,
vertical takeoff?
That's what I
And
meant.
landing.
The up and down planes.
Shard had a deficit of proper words and had to go with the words that were at his disposal.
I'm completely familiar with the concept. I just want to make sure we were on the same plane. So, on returning with the Geiger counter, you wave the Geiger counter at the safe and the gold, and just to get a background trace, point it away and take several steps back and point it elsewhere, and there is no difference in readings.
So it is perfectly safe to eat and wear on your body.
Is that all that is in the safe?
Oh.
As in the entirety of what's in the safe, not merely.
Well, if you want to take time to empty the safe to confirm, then
This is when there's a secret compartment at the back, and we're just going to wrench it
I
open.
think Moody's just gonna take the things out and stack them until somebody tells her not to.
okay.
No, that's fine. I'm half expecting there to be a hollow gold brick in there somewhere.
Ooh. Do I notice a difference in the weight of any of them?
Each one is as heavy as the last. All 24 of them.
24.
24 times 26 pounds. Oh my giddy aunt.
It's our
Well, you
day.
do remember that we had to pump helium.
No, you were using hydrogen because you're.
Hydrogen. We use hydrogen. We had to pump hydrogen into the bags to bring it to the surface.
Yeah, it was heavy.
Well, yes. 1937, you say?
Yes.
I know it's the wrong 1937, but I'm now curious.
This is where I'm going to see Judge Draw hit the table, I think. If you're looking what I think you're looking at.
It's, if I recall correctly, it's done by ounce.
Yeah.
By troy ounce,
Yeah,
which is different to an imperial ounce.
yes.
But it'll give you an approximate number.
Looking up the value of in pounds.
That's trying to
in
work
that
out
day and
just
age.
how much you've got sat on your decks there.
Enough to buy a
I was
whole new
briefly
airship.
distracted. Yeah, I was briefly distracted, and I thought you were saying ants instead of ounce. I was like, "What's an imperial ant?"
Well, an imperial ant is
I mean, that would be
it's like
all
an ant,
ants.
but it forms an empire instead of a kingdom.
The imperial
They don't
ants
have a
march
queen,
to the
they have
tune
an
of dum,
empress.
they get a dum, 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 they get a dum.
Oh my god. So there's 12 troy ounces in a pound. Okay. So if we take the Dow rather than the London Stock Exchange.
How much do you reckon one, or do you calculate rather one brick to be worth? Let's see if we've done roughly the same maths.
Well, I've worked out the total.
Okay.
But we have 24, yeah?
Yes, 24.
So 898,560 for the total. 37,440 each.
Slightly different to my total, but not a million miles off.
Yeah.
And that's based on the value of money at that during our time period, or
No, that's
current.
the 137 value on the Dow. Dow.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. That's slightly worrying. Yeah. So each
Yeah, no,
bar
very rich.
is yeah, that's a bit disturbing, really. I mean,
I heard gold plating is really good for electronics.
You know, we should probably save some bars of it for that.
we're not going to.
I'm pretty sure that gold infusions is really good for the immune system as well. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's silver.
Oh, sorry, 3,700, not 37,000. Sorry, I misplaced a decimal point. Even so, each bar is worth about 3 grand, nearly 4 grand.
Okay,
We
that's
could do real gold trim on Midas's plane.
Oh my god!
We couldn't.
It would weigh so much, it would defy the entire
heavy.
point of a sports plane.
Yeah, kind of the point of this plane is that it doesn't weigh a lot.
God. Gold appears and suddenly everybody goes loopy.
Hey, I'm just I'm just being a ghost narrator on the side at the moment.
Do you think we
Huh?
could
Dr.
scam
Uttercup is
people?
busy.
If we get some like copper or lead bars, and then I use some electrolysis and we coat it in gold, do you reckon we could pass them off as more gold bars?
Yes, we could.
Well, the Aztecs, if I recall, got away with it.
Not
That's
satisfied
that.
with being now suddenly immensely rich,
Yeah.
and you want to also commit fraud.
He does.
Listen, if I'm going to build a flying Northrop, I'm gonna need funds.
I'm surprised that there's any surprise with these needs to have more money because I mean, role players at the table, like
What do we do? What do we do wrong?
you invited us to the table.
I've never committed fraud before, it might be fun.
What kind of fool am I?
I'm sorry, Drat.
Well, now Drop's backed out of the game, and we've successfully released ourselves from her reign of terror. Let's go commit fraud.
So,
Oh, man.
in
Oh my goodness. That timing.
It's only fraud if you do it to your own government. If you
It's
do
only
it to
fraud if
another
you-
government, then it's just being
It's an economic assault.
yeah, it's an economic assault. There we go.
It's only fraud if you get
You know how hard I had to work on that timing.
What was
Happened by accident.
one of the Terry Pratchett books was about a guy committing fraud and then realizing the effects of his fraud later on, wasn't it?
so
Going Postal, that was the one. He commits fraud and then later on finds out that he drove an entire company out of business.
Right. So, assuming that we don't commit theft, we got given this job by oh god, what's his face? Alcoholic
Armin.
Armin.
Armin, I love him.
Well, technically, you got given the job by Armin's bosses through Armin.
Yeah, I know, but we got it through Armin.
Yeah.
So we just get him drunk again, he won't realise.
Yeah, I'm still there is no theft here. They wanted paperwork.
Indeed. Maybe they printed it on the gold bars. Have you looked at every side?
You need to use a magnifying glass because they printed it so small, like it's like printed out on the gold bars like microfiche.
What is this? The Voyager disc?
Yes, they sent these bars of gold with all this information on it to the bottom of the sea, trying to contact the Atlanteans.
Also, this would appear to be haunted gold, so Masha is not entirely happy because Masha is a superstitious soul. At the idea of having potentially haunted evil gold on her airship. I know we're called the bad debt, but
Okay, it's like negative debt plus negative debt equals positive debt.
Yeah.
Whatever positive debt is.
This is why people who are in negative debt are attracted to each other, because it makes a positive.
This is why people in debt take out more money to pay off debt. I used to do that on SimCity so much. It's like, oh no, I need to pay back my loans. Let me just take out another loan.
One overdrawn credit card plus one overdrawn credit card does not equal a bank balance.
Are you sure?
That's all it-
It does, because you can declare bankruptcy.
Look, if any viewer or gamer is getting advice from us regarding financial stability, that's on them for believing us.
I wanted just to be a responsible channel.
No responsibility for any problems that may arise as a result of your following our lead.
If you have been harmed by anything said in this program, please call the number below.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm fidgeting now, randomly pulling up my hands. Okay, it's cold. So, okay, what we need to do is I want that laden onto. We must have, you know, the pulley platforms that you use for moving heavy stuff, work
Yep.
on rails. Yeah, we must have those because we're moving like
Yep.
engine blocks and stuff.
Yep, absolutely.
Get those blocks onto one of the platforms. We need to get this out of sight. I know how many are there and I can
Yeah.
count.
Damn it.
Just saying.
Wait, no, I can still use the electrolysis.
You're not using anything for anything yet. Okay? Yet. However, I need to talk to Armin and I want to show him what we found. And I don't want to show him what we found.
Oh. Now I get it.
Give him the opportunity to say, oh yes, and there's the gold that we were looking for.
We just have Moody put the gold back in the Hakuge.
I am utterly shocked that the former organized criminal doesn't want to give up the gold.
Scandalous.
You former pirate who left because it got too dangerous. But this isn't dangerous. So yeah.
Sorry, this dog is having a dream.
So yeah, do that. Get it loaded into platform. Get it shifted out of sight
If this was a Disney
into one of
movie,
the workshops.
we'd all be breaking into song now as we make a line and pass gold from one person to the next person.
Yes. Great. And now these guys are bugging alone.
Yellow 16 bars,
I don't think
get
Moody would have any
rich.
qualms about being the one to like shuffle the gold wherever.
Yeah.
If our airship ends up dangling over a cliff, Knight, I'm never going to forgive you.
if your airship ends up dangling over a cliff, something went horrifically wrong.
I did say I wouldn't forgive you.
Yeah, I think that might be our fault if that happens. To be fair.
Right. You clear
Look,
it.
we can trust the NPCs to keep the airship in the air with no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, we just have to throw a few people off until we have the weight balance back again.
Oh, I guess we are gonna have to throw a few people off to balance out the gold, aren't we? Hmm.
No.
That's
we're
what the
not.
red shirts are for.
I thought that's what the captives were for.
Captives are all gone.
Well, you do that already?
How did we get rid of them? Did we just put them in a box and throw them over the edge?
No, we did
think-
not put them
They
in a
walked the
box and
plank.
throw them anywhere.
I think Masha waved a stick at them and said, "Izzy, Wizzy, let's get busy."
Nor did we put them in a net. We put them in a plane, and one of the
They were flown
Richards
down.
was flying them down to the landing strip.
Wait, we have other pilots on board?
Yes.
Wait a minute. We've left a bunch of guys with the potential to steal one of our planes and only an NPC to stop them?
Yeah, it's only the crap duster.
I was going to say, which plane? The crap duster has only got 2 seats. They're going to be doing it all day, one person at a time.
No, we put them inside the the tanks that don't have anything anymore. We just stuff people.
Just strap them to the
inside.
wings. They're wing walking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, just stack them along the.
Yeah, that episode of Mr. Bean where he sat on top of the chair while steering the car, and it's just a bunch of people sat on top of the plane. Just fucking people on the side of a plane.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know that we're actually gonna get to the races today, Fish.
No, I suspect we're not.
I wasn't expecting this revelation to have quite the discussion that it has had, I must say.
Really? You reveal a large quantity of gold and you think we're just going to gloss over that and carry on?
I thought the discussion might be pinned until everyone was there to have the discussion together.
We don't need his input.
Nobody cares what Merlin says, what Midas says, rather. I don't think they care what Merlin says, to be honest. I was probably right then, too.
Oh. Hard to type and think. Laugh as well. This is why we are tabling the discussion. It's just that I don't want it lying around where any almond can see it.
And that's why I think the best place for you to put it would be in the Hakuge because it's guarded by Moody 24/7.
No, it is not going into anywhere which can be easily stolen.
I think the best place to put it would just be in the
I'm not
junk
gonna let
pile.
anybody steal the Hakuge.
It's going to be in a pile with other
I'm
like
not- I'm-
engine components
Yeah,
with tarp put over the top.
That's fair.
we can hide it under the spare engines.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Um,
that's
I
very
will
easy
say,
to set up.
Literally, my job is not to let anybody steal the Hakuge, so
I
that's
know.
not gonna happen. Just
Isn't Armin going to get suspicious, though, when the bad debt is suddenly got a major list to port?
It's okay. I can solve that. All we need to do, right, is just let out a bit of air. I think we might have killed Drat. Has anyone put the face palm in chat yet? I think that counts.
It's fine. It's fine. God. Okay. I am going first. While they're doing that unloading, I am going to go back and talk to the skipper,
Okay.
or the skipper, because whoever sent him after him, I'm guessing they were sent after the gold. But I want to know who that is and who knew it was there and what is the deal with it being a ghost. Is the gold haunted?
Is
Don't
the
tell-
gold
wait, wait.
haunted?
Yeah, is Misha really gonna go talk to him and ask about gold? Because
Like
Okay.
broadcasting, you found the gold.
yeah,
So, what were you looking for? You know, I don't see that happening. Right. So yes, I will head back to where we've got the skipper locked up
Okay.
and tell him that his people are being ferried down as we speak and released. They are free to go.
Good to know. Ask your questions.
So, what were you looking for on the Sea Witch?
Safe.
What is in the safe?
If the guy that hired me was right, then a bunch of paperwork saying that France owned a significant portion of land over here.
Really?
France, huh? I don't like the French.
This is where we've actually found the gold safe, but actually the deeds to another country safe are on a different floor.
I did say earlier, wrong safe.
Yeah, it's actually a little desktop job somewhere. Once you can get a laptop in.
Hey, Moody, you want to go for another dive?
Oh dear.
Were you given any indication as to where you could find the safe?
They gave me a map with a search area to where I might find the ship. They didn't give me a description of what might be inside or where it might be.
Merely
Lee was going to have to go down and play it by ear once he found it.
Yeah.
How is he?
Have you worked with him before?
Yes, how is he?
He's being treated. He's in decompression.
Good. Thank you.
No idea if he's dead or not. Let's face it. No, he's in the hands of.
It is fine. He is being looked after by our mechanic.
Which isn't actually a million miles from the truth.
I know.
God. Not helping. Now we're after cream mines.
I couldn't resist the goodies quote, even though only one person was likely to get it.
That's alright. Let's transform this quote. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm having a hell of a time this week.
That's okay.
I need to stretch.
That's a very good shout, Shard. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So you were given only documentation you were to find.
Yep.
What were you supposed
Yes.
to do with it?
Recover it. We figured the best way to do that would be bring up the safe. Because let's face it, paperwork in water at that depth probably wouldn't have survived coming up as it is, so we were planning to bring the safe up. And then take that ashore, and then arrange a meet.
So you had the details to meet your contact.
We had the details to contact a contact to arrange the meet. Unfortunately, they're at the bottom of the sea.
Understandable. Did you attend a house in Lake Georgia?
No.
So
No.
you simply went straight to the place you had on the map.
We were given a map with a search area. Out we came, literally a couple days ago.
Oh, these aren't the people that were actually looking in the house with us before us.
These aren't the people who were looking in the house before us, nor are they the people who killed someone else.
Yeah.
That's
We are
telling
in
the
it
truth
with
to me.
a lot of different groups.
Yeah. I'm guessing that there were a lot of people who are after the safe. Or specifically its contents.
Yeah, I think the French would love to have their hands on a portion of Dixie or a portion of the Outer Banks.
Understandable. Well, we are opening the safe. We'll find out if there is any documentation inside.
Well, good luck to whoever hired you to get it. Or rather, good luck to you getting it to him, because you seem pretty serious.
Some people seem to want to oppose. Now, I'm happy to put word around that you and your crew are innocent of any knowledge. You have no safe, you have no data. You have no information.
Which is the truth.
Yes, and I am happy to make sure people know this. Because otherwise, it seems likely to me that people might assume that you had that information and therefore might harm you. Your best bet is probably to depart the scene as soon as possible. I'm sorry for the loss of your ship.
Thank you.
Right. They may have the safe open by now. I shall go and see.
Did you
Would
not
you
want
like us?
one of your crew to come down and have me describe the foreigner to him? So you've got an idea of who to look for, or who might be looking for you?
I believe so, yes. Okay, who's going to be my best bets? Who's got any artistic talent at all? I hate to have to say it, it's probably going to be Merlin.
What does artistic talent fall under?
Yeah, didn't you do the painting on the ship before?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was done. I can't remember what we did that under. I think we kind of glitched it onto science and doing a technical drawing
A blueprint.
as being the closest you had to it.
It would probably come out quite soulless, but it would also come out probably quite accurately if Merlin did it. Soulless,
Yeah,
but
so,
accurate.
okay, how many centimeters was his face again?
Yes, well, it might get his mind off the gold.
I can't remember any of the technical jargon for drawing people from my art lessons anymore. I think I've repressed those memories. I never want to see a naked person again.
Not going to say a word. Not a word.
That module was just pure torture.
I was more into sculpture, I have to say. I did a lot of clay stuff. Body parts, but only kind of hands and faces.
So I'm sure if we want artistic terminology, Looper could pitch in with a few choice words.
I'm expecting, yeah.
Or maybe not, judging by that face. Don't panic me! Sorry, Looper.
I'm a little bit lost. I don't know what's going on.
Apparently fish being
I'm getting a lot
attacked.
of noise interference.
You're right there, fish.
That was an interesting noise.
It was.
Oh no, something has gone wrong with Midas's end.
I think Fish has suddenly found some sort of pneumatic drill and is demolishing parts of...
Says, yeah, it's either being under machine gun fire, found a drill, or someone's trying to cut off his radio.
I'm
no.
going to see if he's okay.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah.
Back in a moment.
He's been murdered.
Now you could sample that and use it as the sound effect for.
It does sound like someone's trying to cut off the
Actually,
radio.
You know what happened? A Cyberman broke into Drut's flat and has taken Fish away, and now Drut is no longer going to be with us because she went to go and investigate.
I'm hoping that
Well,
sound was a phone on
mystery
vibrate
within a
underneath the
mystery.
microphone.
Ah.
Gives me a chance to catch up with chat and see what chat thinks the sound is.
Amalia's dying. May you rest in peace. We will remember you for at least a week.
Oh, okay.
No,
no,
Molly,
no,
you can't.
Ari, I don't think it was someone cutting one. No, there was no cheese being cut at that point. And I'm relieved that was where chat went.
Oh, you mean farting, Ari? Is that what you mean by cutting one?
That's what I'm assuming it meant,
I
yes.
think so.
See, now you've all said this, I just have the one scene with James May plonking a piece of cheese down on a desk and saying, "Cheese." and that's now stuck in my head. It's just, it's the 5-second clip that for some reason the internet loves of just James May putting some cheese down on a desk really loudly and then saying cheese.
Right.
That's my type of.
I don't understand the internet at all.
No. James May did a TV show which was basically some famous TV chef trying to teach him how to cook because apparently he can't. And I'm guessing it came from that.
Oh, my bad.
But
That looks like I might be.
we have a fish. I heard the audio.
It's
Welcome
all
back,
false?
fish.
Apparently I'm not the
Don't
only
know
one
how
who knows
long
the clip.
for, because it's given out on me 3 times so far over the course of this stream. I'm sure it'll do it again.
Oh, what was it?
I think it may be a problem with the drivers on my headset. I just keep losing the damn
No
both
dear.
the speaker and the actually both the microphone and the speakers on it.
I hope the
usually
next
at the
time that
same
it happens
That
then-
time they both went.
Yikes.
I hope the next time that it happens, then it is at a very opportune time, like when you're supposed to be controlling the airplane and you make a failed roll.
Yeah.
Or possibly
Okay.
not. But
It'll
we,
probably be in the middle of one of Midas's wondrous speeches, and I won't notice until I've been talking for 10 minutes.
and then we'll get you back and we say, right, so carry on from where you left off. What?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, sorry about that.
That's quite alright. So, Drut,
Yo,
you've left Jonas.
uh-huh.
You mentioned possibly going to get Merlin to...
Yeah, I will send someone down. Actually, no, I will go and get Merlin.
Okay.
The captain of the trawler would like to describe his contact who hired him to find the safe. He wasn't looking for gold. He doesn't know there was gold there. There is no gold involved as far as he is concerned. You understand?
I'm multi-classing into a private detective now.
I'm curious. I mean, you're going to him because of technical drawing.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if medical could also work because anatomy drawings, and there's a lot of anatomy
Yeah,
drawing
good
when
point.
it comes to
Yeah,
that.
good point. Good shout.
That's a very good point.
Good.
Oh yeah, because you
No.
have to draw the deceased.
I mean, if your patient can be left alone,
He's in an iron box.
He ain't going anywhere.
There's not much that we can do for him while he's in there. We just gotta get it up to pressure and then slowly bring him back down.
sorry, a comment in chat just has me confused. You're saving the spaghetti for taco night. Sure, you saved tacos.
Well, you'd have thought so.
Hey, look. If you can put fish in a taco, why not put spaghetti balls and noodles in a taco? Like,
You know, actually, no, I can see that. I'm saving the spaghetti for taco night, so I'll eat the spaghetti while they're checking how many miles my truck has driven.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, as Brits, we put chips in sandwiches. We put crisps in sandwiches.
Actually, yeah, true.
We will put anything between two
Yeah.
slices of buttered bread. I'm not going to
Well, yeah.
question anyone else's interest in
I
putting
suppose,
other
yeah,
things in a taco.
Other countries use different things to the slices of bread that we use. We will just put anything between 2 bits of it, preferably, hand sliced doorstop
Yep.
wedges of bread that you can barely fit in your mouth.
Hand sliced doorstop white bread.
Yes,
The one with the crust about that thick.
that's the stuff.
So, yes. Merlin,
Yes.
having been briefed by Madonna,
Yeah, so yes, I can either go to Midas or I can go to Dr. Attica.
Yep. Either or both.
Well,
Both work.
not Midas even. Merlin needs to sleep. I'm not going to ask Midas to sketch anything because I'm not sure he
I
understands.
finally get to sleep, so it's great because I'll have to repair stuff tomorrow. Or today.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
is it
will-
I can't. I've lost all sense of time. This is really on brand for me.
Anyone else have an image of Midas just curled up like a very small dragon on top of the pile of gold?
My precious.
I touch this. I touch this. It's gold.
And you don't want to be
Does that mean in an explosion? Because nobody likes the French.
Wait, say, whoa.
This is an international gaming group.
As it happens, Chuck speaks French. Thanks very much. So,
Also, don't we have a French
That would
person
be
on the
embarrassing for
server?
record.
Yes, we do. We very
Yeah.
definitely have a French person on the server.
We have several, yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's plenty of French people on.
Oh yeah.
So less with the comments like that, please, Robinson, please.
Yes.
I meant that more in the vein of like, like why do French tanks have rearview mirrors?
No.
So they
No,
can see the
Robinson, please,
battlefield.
please, please. Stop. Let's get back to the game now. Seriously, Robinson, let's back to the game.
No.
So, choice between letting Merlin get sleep and having Mithra do the work.
Let's tuck Merlin in and let him get some kit before he has to fix Midas's plane after he does too many high-speed
Yeah,
turns.
he's
Okay,
Does,
so
does Merlin take one of the bars of gold to snuggle while he's sleeping?
No, he
No, I
doesn't.
take my wrench for that.
Snuggling
or a pair of
is like a
calipers.
cat on one
So-
side, his wrench on the other.
so where Merlin is heading at the end of this is that he will have a solid gold wrench.
Which will be absolutely useless for doing any kind of actual work.
That's not what it'll be for. It'll be a comfort wrench.
yes.
Oh God!
For hanging over the
heirloom.
workshop door.
Don't give up yet. You've still got to still got to Armin.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, Dr. Ascup can go deal with
Yep.
our captive, and I don't have to worry about him spilling the info on the gold because she doesn't know. That's fine. Gold's now squared away and concealed, so I'm going to go and grab Armin and take him to the hold.
Mhm.
And point out, just open the safe, and were we supposed to be looking for paperwork?
What? Yeah, was there none? We were expecting paperwork, but would it have fallen apart in the water?
Well, you can see the safe itself was completely. Well, not completely. The safe was itself completely flooded when we opened it. You can see we still have puddles here. You might want to not stick it. Never mind. And there is small pieces of paper, but nothing dramatic. Unfortunately, whatever was in there has been in water for too many years. And, seems to have been shredded.
Are you sure? People hide things, and he sort of starts leaning into the safe
By all
to
means,
start tapping, and his foot slips on the puddle of water, and there's a loud clonk as his head hits either the bottom or the side of the safe, and he stops moving.
Did you just kill the the captain of the trolley?
No, this is the auditor from the.
This is the auditor. Okay.
Yeah, this is the auditor from the company that owns the bad debt, and thus pays your wages.
I have turned him into an alcoholic. I am not going to kill him. It's a waste of good gold.
I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
fix him up, and then we're gonna have to invest in some safety policies and PPP, whatever it's called, the personal protective gear.
Yeah, personal protective
Yeah.
equipment, PPE.
Yeah, PPE.
Um,
We're gonna need railings around this. It's not safe
Yes.
without railings.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
I
we're
think
gonna
we need
have
some of
to-
those orange barriers everywhere. Keep the
We're gonna have to
segregation going
paint-
properly.
We're gonna have to paint the entire deck in paint that has sand in it, so that it's grippy.
Before
Yeah.
we go off into another spiral, Knight, can I please make an unskilled first aid check?
Absolutely, go for it.
Do I have to lob a Benny in before or after?
You can do it after the roll, and you can keep
Right.
dropping chips in until either you get a critical failure or you get the success you're looking for.
Okay.
I can also help. I assume Moody is still right there.
You haven't said you were elsewhere, so yeah, absolutely.
Can I? Is assisting a thing in this system?
It is.
How would I do that?
Make the same skill roll. I'm winging this a little bit because I haven't checked. I should really check.
I apologise,
an
I don't have
unskilled
a
roll,
rule book
I
open. I normally do, but obviously I'm in an awkward situation.
Yes, quite. Fear not, Fish. I have a PDF that is searchable.
Oh, well, I accidentally double clicked, so. And I get to reroll all my dice, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
So long as it's not a critical failure.
Yeah, I only got 5 before.
Cool.
And that was on the D4.
Wow, the dice do not want me to help.
Um,
Okay, never mind.
still no critical failure. Stuff it. Another go. I'm basically poking around looking for a pulse or a big hole in his head. Oh, that's better. That is better. 13.
13.
Minus 2 for the unskilled.
Okay, and what did you make, Lupa?
Well, my best was a 3. Should I? Is
You
it
can
worth
you
it
can
to
you can
try
you can
again?
throw chips in as well. Unless you got a critical failure, you can throw chips in as well.
I've thrown a couple of chips in already. The dice just don't seem to want me to help with this. Well, that's a little bit. No,
So the way it works is Drut as the lead gets +1 for every success or raise that whoever is assisting makes on their success rolls.
Oh, right, okay. I was resisting the
Okay.
temptation to open up my Deadlands rulebooks.
What do I need to roll in
Different
order?
system.
So you'll roll unless you've got any medical skills, then you're rolling untrained, and your target number to hit is going to be 4. So if you roll a 4, that's +1 to Drut's total. If you roll 8, that's +2,
I'll try one more time.
and so on, in multiples of 4.
The dice don't want me to help.
They are not having it.
They're
Are they?
really not having it, are they?
No. I want to help Armin, but the dice won't let me. I'm gonna listen.
Oh,
to what
yeah,
they're
just the
telling me.
13 then.
Well, 13 is plenty to confirm that Armin is not dead. He's,
That's
from what you can tell, knocked himself out.
Okay, I will put him into the recovery position then. Not on the floor, which is puddled with water, because that's where they drown. But I will pick him up and I will put him on a shelf or something. Just lie him on the table. And make sure he's not dead and stays not dead. And then when Dr. Ascup has finished his sketch, I will get him to come and have a look at Armin. Get her to come and have a look at Armin.
So, Dr. Uttercup, the captain's quite happy to give you a description of a person.
I'm actually going to do the. I'll let him give me the best description he can and start sketching it out, and then I'm going to basically grill him for details of, this and that without letting him see the picture first, and then I'll have him look at the picture as I try to fill out details. The same way that people do the.
Photo fit.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, make a roll. You're rolling at -2 because you're using the skill in a bizarre way.
That's fine. We'll just -2 from it after the roll. So that would be a 9.
Okay, that's rocking in with a raise on the. Okay, so going through the process, the first iteration is a little rough. Excuse me. But on showing the skipper and say, oh no, nose was a little wider or a little narrower and stronger jaw, that kind of thing. He says, yeah, that's close to him. And like I said to your Russian friend, he had a foreign accent, like a French accent.
Oh yeah, sure. Actually, did he have an accent of any sort?
The skipper, no, he's American, accent appropriate to the region.
No. I was asking the skipper about the guy on the picture that I just drew.
Yeah, that's the guy with the French accent.
Okay, French accent. Well, she wanted me to draw this. I'll take it to her and we'll see if we can figure out who this guy is. Where did he meet with you to hire you for the job? Was it like through the correspondence, or
No,
was there a certain...
he came down looking for a skipper with an experienced diver.
Okay, so
So he's
probably
down on the docks.
down on the docks. It's too bad that your boat is no longer floating. Otherwise, we could
Yeah, not wrong.
probably... Yeah, sorry about that.
Yep. Fonts are going to be really annoyed. Fonts are going to be especially annoyed when I let it be known that we didn't find anything, and these guys had been diving the area for a while. But I'm sure they didn't have anything. Certainly hadn't found anything. There was absolutely nothing there.
So Drut, anything further from your side? A while later, Armin comes round. He is woozy. One of the first things he does when he comes round is throw up.
Yeah.
Aww.
He sounds really groggy. He's slurring his words.
Concussion.
While he's unconscious, I'm going to ask Moody if she'll mind having basically do what he was doing, only do it slightly more sensibly. The whole tap 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 tap, looking for a hollow space inside.
Yeah.
Cool. Moody, could you roll
Yep.
me a notice roll, please?
I'm going to chip again. There we go. There we go. Okay.
Good job. 2
That's
raises.
fantastic.
Nice one.
So a solid few minutes tapping around the inside of the safe, and you are absolutely certain there are no hidden panels, no secret compartments, no. It's a very, very solid iron safe.
Okay.
And none of the bits of paper that got washed out were, hallmarked diplomatic bag or IOU one state.
The only thing that you can find that is possibly salvageable is a wax seal that has stayed intact.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Well, something to give
does
up.
anybody I'm really happy. I just I'm in my element.
But there's not enough little bits of broken paper to make a complete single page, let alone any full document or anything.
Okay.
Oh dang.
No, this is just going to be example of the damage that water can do. And next time, make sure you invest in a waterproof safe.
There isn't even enough point-and-click mini-game.
Correct.
Oh, I'm having Fates Noir flashbacks. Thanks for that.
So, is there anything else anyone plans to do for the remainder of the evening?
No.
Okay,
Well,
so
I am now going to be, after giving the drawing to Misha, I'm going to be taking care of the auditor, apparently. Masha, sorry.
I think
You
we've lost
have a
Fish
lot
again.
of Patience right now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
For a second there, the sound sounded kind of like snoring.
No, there was
It's
buzzing.
So, problem is, Fish has been out of the game basically, and Midas isn't here, so. No, I don't know what the deal is. I think a complete Windows reinstall is going to happen on there.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Well,
Yeah, he was talking about that last night when we were on Discord chat. Then Discord crashed on him.
yeah.
So yes, Armin is concussed, definitely.
Oh.
I tell him to do the things that one should do when concussed. Keep an eye on things, don't go around. Also, don't sleep anytime soon until we can be sure that you will wake up again.
Could do an X-ray if we had any radioactive material, but probably
I'm not going to give him any extra pain meds, but I will suggest some alcohol to dull any of the headache.
Don't go to sleep. Drink some
good
alcohol to make the
idea.
headache go away.
and promote skull bleeds. Okay,
This is the 1940s,
30s.
oh, you know.
1930s. What? It's the decade of anyway.
This is accurate medicine.
It'll be
Yes.
the 1940s soon.
Soon, TM. So, rolling through to the next morning then.
Okay.
Armin didn't have any issues, did eventually go to sleep, has awoken, and is still a member of the crew, to some degree.
I'm gonna let the captain go at dawn,
Okay.
and ask him his second name.
Robbins.
We
You
know that his first name is Captain.
yes. You took care of your men. This is a good sign. Might be work in future.
Well, it's not like I've got work at the moment.
Good luck getting your new ship.
I'm gonna need it. And a big bank loan.
Mm.
May you live in interesting times.
Well, there's no need to be rude. Okay. I will let him ship down in the crap duster.
Okay. Is Fish with us?
Fish is with you at the
Need a
moment.
new friend?
Right. It is race day. The first race is an endurance race.
God damn it.
So, 9 o'clock briefing in the air traffic control offices to show you the map and the course, and the fact that you're doing 5 laps each of 200 miles.
500 laps.
Okay, so what is the range on Nelly, roughly?
About 300 miles.
Right, okay.
Refuel them.
So basically, I'm going to have to refuel every lap, aren't I?
Yeah, let me just double check my notes and confirm that.
Well, if you got Merlin to design an engine that runs on methane, and then you ate a lot of beans, you could refuel your own plane while flying.
What was that?
I
really
like how you
dumb
went into
movie that had
Knob
the
Wobble voice
rocket
just
that was
there.
powered by-
I think, to be honest, that if that plan was going to work, I would have to be as full of shit as you are.
Nope, I was wrong. It's 600 miles.
Ooh. Shots fired.
What did I miss while I was double checking my notes?
Hey, don't blame me. That was in character. No.
Fine, just check. Watch
Well,
VOD later. It's all
Yeah,
good.
check the VOD later. It's fine.
Okay.
I was.
So yeah, you've got a tank range of 600 miles,
That's
Fish.
what we should do.
600 miles. And it was,
So
how
every
many,
200
5
bit-
laps of 200?
5
did
laps
you
of
say?
2. Yeah, 5 laps of 200.
Okay, also I only need to refuel once, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I think
Twice
to be on
the
the safe
safe.
side, I'm going to plan to refuel after lap 2.
That makes sense.
Because I'd rather run out of fuel at the end of the race than run out of fuel in the middle. I can glide to the finish line if it comes to it. I mean, yeah, okay, I've got tiny stubby wings, but
Now, interestingly, for this one, Fish, the start is a between two post start. It's not a start at the airstrip. All planes will be airborne. There will be a 5-minute countdown and a 10-minute, and then a 5-minute,
more fuel.
and then a 10-minute countdown, and then the starting gun. Any planes across the wrong side of the line have to loop back and restart.
Oh, great.
It's an endurance race, not a sprint,
Ouch.
and everyone starts airborne.
Yeah. Well,
Well, hopefully you got lots of sleep.
Midas is just going to run some quick calculations, work out, the optimum speed for maintaining fuel efficiency, stuff like that. Which actually I have the skills for.
You do. I was just about to ask you to do a roll on piloting, please.
Piloting. I can definitely do a roll on piloting. 10.
Yeah.
That'll do nicely. You can do a roll with a raise. So that makes you some gives you the right sort of numbers to both optimally cruise and climb and glide down and climb and glide.
I'm also then going to take a look at the meteorological. Yeah, can't say it, but I'm going to do it.
The weather charts.
Meteorological reports for today, and with my navigation skill, I'm going to try and plan to get the best possible updrafts at every stage.
Okay, give us a navigation roll then.
Like what everybody thinks of Midas, he knows what he's doing with a plane, and it's not just the hot dogging. He is actually going to plan this out and try and do this properly
Yeah.
to get the best
He's a
possible.
proper pilot. He's not just an idiot with a plane. He's
Of
not
which
an
there are.
idiot with a plane. Didn't mean the just.
I'm going to spend a penny on that one. I don't like that 4. That's not a very good number.
I mean, it's a success.
So I've got a success if I can't get any better. Oh, but I can get any better. Yeah, I'll take the 8.
Okay, a success with a raise. So you take a look at the meteorological charts and look at where the updrafts are going to be and where the markers that you're flying around are.
Yeah, so basically I'm planning I've worked out my best speed for fuel efficiency, and I've worked out my best route for fuel efficiency, and then all I've got to do then is just fly the thing and hope nothing goes wrong.
Okay. Now, Drut, I know at the start Masha did sign up as a pilot.
I'm not going to.
No, okay.
There's too much going on elsewhere, and it's Midas's time to.
For some reason, Masha doesn't feel so bothered about winning the prize money now. I don't know why.
No,
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I'm in
35,000
character, I don't know why.
$35,000 prize money, and Masha's not chasing it.
I don't wish to distract Midas. Keep him focused.
I mean, it's enough. The prize money is enough to buy a very good aircraft or get some upgrades to a
Yeah,
current aircraft.
Yep.
So, Fish,
haunted money.
there are 20 planes all lining up for this. Some of the pilots you've seen, Pepperdew is one of the pilots getting ready to fly. And
I was wondering whether maybe he would have just had a paranoid fit and be hiding somewhere instead. But
as he climbs into his cockpit, he throws you a smile and a salute.
wave. Feeling generous today, I'll wave with more than 2 fingers.
It looks like the Brits have got 2 pilots entered to the race. One of each of their aircraft is readying for flying.
Okay.
There is a few independent pilots, including Dale, who you met earlier in the. In fact, in the first evening in the
Yes.
bar, I think you met them.
Yeah.
They are preparing to fly. They're flying a Hughes Bloodhawk.
Oh, that's such a cool name.
Which is a fast aircraft, so possibly one to watch. There's a few other pilots with either militia or pirate insignia flying. Of those easily recognisable, there is a plane purporting to be from the Raging Cajuns, a plane purporting to be from Los Muertos, and a plane from the Storm Ravens.
So yeah, carrying on about my business, doing the thing.
Okay, so all planes start. All pilots attend the pilot briefing, which again goes over the course, the rules. No shooting. No planes are to be shot down during this race. This is purely.
Yeah, given that this is an endurance race and he's trying to get maximum possible fuel efficiency, I will point out that Nelly is currently unarmed. The gun's still there. I haven't taken the gun off, but there's no ammunition in it because that weighs.
A few other pilots nod, mumble, and seem to have done a similar thing. And then he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, you've got half an hour. Airborne when you want, but the guns will go when the guns go." Shard, you're muted, I think.
I hope you're bringing a couple of snacks, and quite a bit of snacks actually, and some fluids to drink, and also some bottles to pee into to get rid of, because you're going to be up there for a while.
He's British. He's used to crossing his legs.
That's not good for your kidneys. Look, I don't want to have to try and perform some weird dialysis new technique on you. It's not good.
Hang on, you don't want to try something technique.
Am I back? Yes, I'm back. Excellent.
Back.
Welcome back.
Yay!
This is really beginning to bug me.
Understandable.
I'm sorry, Fish.
Yeah.
I'm getting my.
Hey, no, I'm not taking snacks and I'm not taking drinks. I will dehydrate. Thank you. All that stuff just weighs down the plane.
Oh, I just learned that dialysis actually began somewhere in the between 1940 and 1943. So, if he just holds it in and ruins a kidney, I could technically try and help him.
So, Fish, can I get a
so much
piloting
about
roll
when stuff is made.
to line yourself and time yourself appropriately for the starting gun, please?
Okay. That's an 8. I think that should be good enough.
Well, Bennies are available should you wish them, or you
I
can
reckon
save yours
reckon
for later.
It's going to be good enough just for this. I'm not doing anything overly special here. I'm just making sure. Really, from my point of view, this is mainly just to make sure that I haven't crossed the line already before the thing goes off. There's a certain degree of wing waggling as he tries to get slow without falling out of the sky.
So you're doing slow wing waggling, trying to get it just right.
Yeah.
The gun goes, you're pretty much on the line. However, Pepperdew, who was nowhere in sight when you started your slowness and wing waggling, flies past you at full pelt.
I think he's forgotten what race we're on today. I throttle up to my previously calculated fuel-efficient speed.
The only plane to pass you is the Bloodhawk. Everything else seems to be staying behind you.
We find
Everybody's flying for fuel efficiency. They're flying for endurance. They're not flying for speed. It's the sensible way to do the race. I hope.
it should be.
Now, do you have
It's either
any...
that or everybody's lining up behind me going, well, I know they said no guns, but it's probably worth the display.
Ah, Car Wars.
Now, for those watching from either the observation tower or from their own airships, what you saw was very much the same. There were lots of aircraft flying around. It was like almost like a swarm of bees, trying not to be over the line. You saw at least 2 aircraft that were over the line and had to loop round. One of those was one of the Brits, and the other was a Storm Raven.
Uh-huh.
You saw Pepperdew from clearly made some calculation about speed and distance, because he was going full pelt from a good ways back and hit the line at what looked like full speed.
Possibly trying to get enough speed up that he can then take it easy for the rest of the race. Intimidation tactic.
And he was closely followed by, as I said, the Bloodhawk, who possibly had done a similar thing.
Shoot him down.
Now, Fish, there's a couple of things I'm curious about with Midas. Because Midas, as I recall, is somewhat of a hotshot. How does he take to the fact that 2 planes have gone past him from the get-go?
At the beginning of a 1,000-mile endurance race, he doesn't give a monkey's.
Fair enough.
At the end of it, he'll care about whether anyone's in front of him.
Fair enough then. So, can I have a vigor roll, please, from Midas?
Do I want to re-roll that one? I think to be on the safe side, I'm going to re-roll that one, just in case I need that again. Okay, I've still only got a 4. I'll take the 4 then. Clearly, fate wants me to have a 4.
The dice really are making the decisions today. They're choosing what they want us to succeed at.
Yeah.
They hate us.
So lap 1, and
Oh my God. All of the puns in chat.
no plane yet has shown any sign of trying to pass you or even approach you.
How far ahead did the 2 that shot away get?
They got a fairly good head start. You can see, you don't know which one of them now is the tail plane. You can just see a dot of the plane in front of you.
I think I'm revising my plan. I originally thought I would stop after the 2nd lap because that gave me, it felt safer I'm thinking actually I want the fuel for the end run, so I'm going to do 3 laps, then refuel, because then I'll have enough fuel to be able to open the throttle up a bit more for the final 2 laps, without worrying too much about running out of fuel. So yeah, I'm going to refuel after the 3rd lap now.
Okay.
I'm going to be really pushing the edge of my range when I get to the end of that 3rd lap, but I've been careful for 3 laps, so I should be able to get it.
Okay, so lap 1 doesn't see much change from your perspective, at least in the placings. For those watching, lap 1 sees one of the slower planes make its first pit stop. And the team goes out, tops up the tanks, possibly does other stuff as well, and the plane takes off again. Can I have a piloting roll, please, to maintain your calculated optimal cruising and your navigation roll
Well, I'll just be spending shit on that.
as we go into lap 2?
I am not taking 3. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, this is Midas'
7's
big.
not. It's not
well,
quite a raise.
first
I'm
lap
going to
is
have
big.
another go. I'd like the raise if I can get it. 11. I'll take the 11.
There we go.
Okay, and can I have a navigation roll as well to properly hit those expected I've forgotten the word, the uplifts.
Updrops?
That's the
Magic
one, thank you.
glowing
I-
things
Thermals.
that disappear.
You-
Thermals.
Yes.
All my chips today. Oh, for God's sake!
Oh, no.
Okay, so how many d6s do you think I can roll before I get something that isn't a 2?
Well, you are fish.
6.
Given that Masha is on the basically on the flight deck of
Look, you've
Bad
got a
Debt
3 now.
watching
That's an
this,
I've got a
improvement.
3 there. It's not a 2. Yeah.
I don't suppose I can make use of my navigation roll to see if I can help him out.
4. Okay, I will
Right
take the 4. 4 is a normal success. I'm just going to hope that's good enough because I'm down to 2 chips now.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about use the Benny on the toss aid another
Uh,
basis.
This race is really not Midas's strong suit. But he would like to place reasonably well. I don't really expect to win it, but he still wants to place well because he doesn't like the idea of people beating him, even at a race that his plane is bad at.
You can. You don't know for sure where his plane is, so
Shard, you're muted.
Yeah, I noticed. I like how you're blaming the plane for not winning the race.
For the endurance race, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
His plane is crap on endurance.
yeah. I
You
think
just need to be a
you
better
expect
pilot.
it not-
Ain't no
Pilot?
such thing.
So, Drut, yes, you could feasibly throw a chip into aid fish on this. You don't know necessarily where he is, except when he's within visible range of the Bad Debt. So you can guesstimate and say, okay, the weather's changed and this now is blah blah, that kind of thing.
Right, can I make a navigation roll in order to assess the geographical features on the course and tell him where the most likely thermals are?
Absolutely. You can certainly assist from that side, so go for it.
Because there are going to be some that don't change. Navigation.
Every success and raise that you get is +1 to the roll he's taken.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay, 2d6s. That is a 5.
Which is +1 to Fish's roll, taking
Yeah.
it to 5.
I know it doesn't do much, but I needed to burn a Benny.
That's fine.
I've got so many. I'm just.
That's absolutely
It's all
fine.
right for some. I thought I had so many. I had 9 at the start of this Right.
Actually,
I'm on 2 now.
2, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got about a dozen.
Fish, are you the one who also doesn't get as many as the rest
Oh,
of
no.
us?
No,
8.
that's
No.
Okay.
that's Mithra.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, coming round for the end of the second lap, there's a few planes that land, and the pilot just gets out and walks away. They just don't.
Mhm.
They're done. You can see black smoke coming out of the engines. There's looks like there's things at slightly odd angles that don't look quite right on the plane. But these are all tail end planes that haven't given any sign of threatening the lead 3, who are currently positioned as the Bloodhawk out front, Pepperdew second, and Midas third.
Well, we'll change that in the final lap.
You can't let Pepperdew beat you. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Pepperdew. This is the problem.
No, I can't let Pepperdew beat me because Pepperdew is in the same plane as me.
Oh,
The
good
Brits
point.
are holding fourth, and also much further down the numbers. And the Storm Ravens hold fifth. The way it's looking, no one else is likely to be able to touch those planes because they are so far behind. They're much slower planes.
Okay.
Sorry, just looking at Lupo's being devoured live
Yeah.
on air.
It is a little disconcerting, I will say. Right, Fish. So lap 3 can have another piloting and another navigation to correctly hit those markers again.
Ouch. Okay. Not as good, not brilliant on piloting, but 5 should be enough.
Okay.
And 5 again on the navigation, so I'm gonna hope
Okay.
that's enough.
So as you're passing over the airfield, you can see all these planes that have dropped out from behind you, and it's starting to look like you're catching the plane in front of you. And once again, you do. What are we doing? Lap 3 now? Lap 3, yes.
Yep.
Again, catching those thermals, making the best use of what you've got. You can see the fuel gauge dropping all the time.
Yeah.
It's okay, you saved really recently, it's fine.
Every couple of 100 yards, he's hitting F5.
I believe you.
Come round and for those watching, both Pepperdew and Dale land on the same pit strategy that Midas is using. Midas,
Pepperdew slightly impressed me there. I didn't reckon he was necessarily a good enough pilot to squeeze out the full 3 laps.
It's a shame we couldn't do a range and mid-air refueling.
This is out there maybe, but what if Pepperdew has the exact same character sheet as Midas?
It wouldn't surprise me in the least. I mean, it's as good a way of doing a nemesis as any. Just steal the player
Yeah.
character and take it from there.
This is where we find out that actually Midas was a twin. But when the parents split up,
hang on, let me write this
actually
down.
the parent trap.
So wait. If this is Parent Trap, do we actually have Pepperdew?
Yes, did they in fact meet at the bar and decide to try and fool their crews
So
by swapping places?
Now, if I thought of that earlier, there would have been a strong resemblance between the two, but there really isn't.
I think Pepperdew is in fact an alternate universe Chuck. He's come through an anomaly.
Now I'm
We're not
thinking
far
of
away
that
from the Bermuda
episode
Triangle,
of Red
are we?
Dwarf.
God. Of all the stuff that we've got going on, please don't draft the Bermuda Triangle into this.
Interesting fact: there are more points around the world that do similar things than just the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh yeah.
There's one off the coast of Japan that's really famous.
Very cool.
There's one just off the coast of America.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh good.
Yes,
Do we
you've
have
been
to
in one.
take near there?
Oh bloody hell.
Oh my god.
That's why I chose that point for it to be.
Oh god.
Fair enough.
Amazing.
Um,
Yay.
so all three planes do the same pitch strategy, and from the look of it, certainly for those watching, Dale and Pepperdew had longer than Midas did by the time Midas takes off. Midas, can I have another piloting roll for lap 4, please, and navigation? And your current strategy is what?
What while the plane was being refueled, he was rapidly trying to redo the calculations for how much quicker he can afford to go, given that he's got that bit of extra fuel for only 2 more laps.
Okay.
And otherwise, he is going to stick to that strategy then. He's going to calculate his new speed, which is going to be that bit faster, because he doesn't care so much.
Okay, you've got roughly a 600-mile range. You've got 2 laps to go, so that's 400 miles.
Yeah, this
Now-
is the thing. I don't need to be really... Previously, I was right at the edge of my limit. I'm no longer right at the edge of my limit, which means I can recalculate for a faster speed. But obviously, if I open the throttle, I cannot do anything like that 600-mile range.
Yes,
I can't
exactly.
even do the 400-mile range if I open the throttle too fast. So, yeah, running the calculations to try and work out what I can afford to do.
Okay, in that case, I'll take a piloting roll on the calculation.
Piloting roll on the calculation. I'll be using my penultimate chip. Oh, these dice hate me. 6 is not a great roll, but I can't afford to use my last chip. I'm gonna have to hang on to that for when things go horribly wrong.
And unfortunately, I can't think of a way to help you out here from distance. If you
Okay,
can
that's weird. I can hear the cat twice.
In terms of calculating distance you can go with what you have left, I could help with that because I have academics, so I could spend a Benny to assist.
I
Go
mean,
for
what's it been? Piloting checks?
Yeah, I've been doing it on piloting check.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, we could pen and paper this, and we could load bennies
Yep.
to get.
I could do I think it would be academics and not research, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
If you did it on academics, I'll do it on piloting, and we can see if we can
Still-
feed him any info.
Still slightly annoyed that the game system wouldn't give me enough points to be able to take points in academics as well. Because
I
he's
can
supposed to have had a
understand
decent education, but
Yeah.
I couldn't take couldn't afford the points.
Yeah, it's the downside of the transition between the two systems.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
He
can
did
we can
have more
spend
academic
bennies.
skills in classic.
to help. Yeah.
Can we spend bennies to re-roll the help
Yeah.
roll?
You're making a skill roll. So, yes, you can spend bennies to re-roll the help roll. Absolutely. You can tell we're getting to the end of the storyline because everyone's just throwing their chips in.
Yeah.
I mean, I rolled the same thing twice, so I'll stick with it. It's a success.
Okay,
I can add a 7.
okay. That's pushing
I
then.
reckon that gets me up to 8,
That's pushing Fish's roll up to 8, which then gives him a raise.
Yeah.
which that's far more what I wanted to have. Thank you, guys.
Right. We basically
Look.
said that I'm sat there going.
There we
And
go.
you're sat there
Your
with the
slide rule
slide
and your
rule.
pencil and paper. Go.
Yeah.
You know,
Excellent.
Fish, we
Bloody
understand that it's
bloody
you
carry
thanking us.
three.
we understand that it's you thanking us and not Midas, because I doubt
absolutely.
Midas.
Yeah,
I could have
Midas
done
will just be
without your help.
annoyed because he doesn't want to have to admit that you have corrected whatever error he'd made in his calculation.
My calculations weren't wrong. The world was wrong.
They weren't wrong. They just weren't as accurate as they could be.
In case of discrepancy, it is the laws of physics which are inaccurate.
Look, it's a lot harder to do math and physics while you are physically
Flying a plane.
operating in them. Yeah.
True.
So, Fish, you've got your calculations. You've got the best possible. You think to be the best possible route, altitude, rev range. Pilot roll to keep it within that course and set of criteria.
See, as I crit fail.
Really don't.
Or, on the other hand, maybe I roll a
Holy
19.
moly.
Yay!
See,
It's
There
that
you
thinking just
go.
isn't his area of expertise.
Yeah,
It had to give me something good eventually.
eventually. It had to. This is it. You're saving all your luck up. And then you're
Yeah.
throwing it all into one big lump like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, the second race I think is going to be
Where it
Midas's
needs to go.
preferred race.
Mm.
yeah, except the second race, Midas has one chip.
No,
No, because by then we'll be on to a new session and I'll have another 3.
exactly.
So now we just need to stall with off-topic.
So,
talk.
Fish, your fourth lap,
Off-topic.
your penultimate lap is a blinder. You do not put a wing flap wrong,
Excellent.
and you are now closing in quite nicely on Pepperdew.
That's what we like to hear.
And not far in front of him is the Bloodhawk.
Now, if you do want to shoot anybody down, now's the time.
I'm not carrying any ammunition.
I know. You lob something at him. Maybe you can drop
Throw a shoe.
I Stop tempting me, because I was already thinking that the rules say no shooting. They don't say no forcing people to crash. Which Midas has
I
already
thought you were
done
gonna
once
say
in
no
this
shooting.
scenario.
Also, does it, when the no shooting rule comes in, is it no shooting with anything, or is it just no shooting from the planes?
Also, the no shooting rule says no shooting. It doesn't say no bombing. So if he gets over top of him, he can drop whatever containers of, fluids of any sort onto the plane.
We
So you're now thinking I should have done this race in the crap duster.
And only
Yes.
earlier, Drop was saying that these negotiations weren't the casting of a wish spell in D&D.
Yeah.
So, as you come round to the end of the fourth lap, Fish, you are within striking distance of second place, and a good lap from you might even clinch first. You would be pushing your aircraft to do it, rather than you could cruise in and maybe come third, maybe come second. You could risk
I'm
not finishing
pushing-
and risk
I'm
coming
pushing
first.
for the second. I'm willing to accept second. If I get into second, and it's looking close enough, he might be tempted to put that little bit extra in and see if he can take first. But his plan is just to get past Pepperdew and take second. That's what
Okay.
he's gunning for.
Okay. So, you know the courses. Let's have those navigation rolls and piloting rolls to maintain that same course on the final lap.
Let's do the navigation roll first. Yep, that's an 8 on the navigation roll. Happy
Nice.
with that one. And how can we do on the piloting? That's an 8 on the piloting. So it's potentially a raise on both rolls. Do I want to risk my final Benny just to see if I can get better than an 8?
No, save it for the next time.
Go for it.
I think I'm actually going to hang on to the.
Oh.
I'm going to hang on to the Benny unless what I've got at the moment has not got me second place. If that isn't good enough for second place, then he's going to open up the throttle in the final stages of the lap just and risk running out of fuel to try and overhaul Pepperdew.
God.
And that's what I'm saving the chip for,
Wow.
in case I have to do that.
Okay, so you're gaining on Pepperdew, and within the first quarter of the lap, Pepperdew's made a miscalculation on his course and found himself in an air pocket. His plane loses speed suddenly, and you fly past him.
Excellent.
And the Bloodhawk is in sight.
Oh, now you're just being mean. You're just tempting me now.
You've got
Yeah.
3/4 of a lap.
Oh.
Okay.
You've got about more than enough if you put maybe a few more.
Yeah.
Revs down?
Unfortunately, Midas is not only impulsive but also a hotshot.
Oh.
There's no way I can realistically resist doing this.
Yeah.
He's going to open it up and try
Yeah.
and get to
Yeah.
first. He's got to, really.
Who didn't expect this? Midas is going to end up 3 millimeters thick across 200 miles.
No, I'm going to get there. It's going to be fine. The danger is not going to be whether he gets there. It's going to be whether he gets there with a plane that is going to be fixed in time for the next race.
It's fine. I mean,
He'll bring it down somehow, and he'll bring it down across the line.
Merlin will have had at least an hour's sleep by then. It'll be fine.
So,
Oh
piloting
my
roll
goodness.
then, I take it?
Yes, piloting roll and navigation roll.
Right, let's do the navigation first. Curses, I'm going to have to spend my final chip on that navigation roll. But then it comes out as an 8.
Nice.
And this is it. There's nothing I can do to change this roll now. This piloting roll is just an all or nothing. It comes out as it comes out.
Go for it.
11!
Yes.
Nice.
Taken.
All right, Fish.
Amazing.
Knight, were you holding your breath?
I was.
I was.
Absolutely was.
Excellent.
Cute.
So, and everyone watching and listening to any commentary over the radio can hear that Midas has taken second place,
Hey.
and spotters that the organisers have around the course report that he is catching the Bloodhawk.
Hee hee. Hee hee.
Significantly. Halfway around the lap, and you are right on their tail. Inching the throttle forward just a little bit more. You've got enough to get past them.
Midas unscrews the housing on his throttle just to get an extra 1/4 millimeter.
Hey, I've done that on boats.
Fair enough.
Scotty does it all the time with the Enterprise.
Yeah, but you know, he's a
As you
tech
go
monster.
past them, they look across and give you a wing waggle. Do you return the wing waggle?
Oh.
Oh no!
We've lost your fish.
Fish, we've lost you. At least it's easy for me to.
Yes.
I could kind of hear him through druts, I think.
I have a really good microphone.
How awesome is it to be able to yell at somebody from across the house and be like, "Hey!"
I'm getting severe flashbacks to Amused
Okay,
Flatshare.
I'm back.
Yes,
Welcome
you're
back. Yes.
Yes, I'm back. Excellent. Yeah, sorry about that. I lost the sound, from my point of view during that. Managed to get it back. I didn't realise the mic had gone as well.
Did you?
So
did you-
I was debating whether or not I could afford to do the wing waggle without losing too much fuel, but no, he's Midas. He's got to do it. So yeah, he will return the salute.
Okay. As he goes speeding past.
Oh god, he's going to end up on fumes.
Yep.
Are you
The
going to
reports come back
actually
on the
be able
radio that Midas takes the lead
All I've got
And
to do now is bring it in.
and continues to expand the lead.
Is is Midas actually going to be able to land? Because, like, there is a bunch of trees around here, not just landing strips.
Half a mile from the airstrip, the engine conks out. It sputters, it coughs, it dies, and the propeller slows to a stop.
Yeah, okay.
You're out of fuel and you are gliding.
This is going to be a problem.
God.
We have three options. We watch him glide in and potentially die. We try to maneuver the airship over his route and pick him up as he's gliding.
He is over the line. He has finished the race, yeah?
Half a mile from the finish.
Half a mile.
He's got to finish by gliding.
Yeah, I've got enough to get it. I've got enough
Yeah.
momentum to get across the line. I was absolutely right. I called it. I'm going to get across the line. It's just what condition the plane will be in after I put it down. That's the question.
You know what? It wouldn't be cheating for us to have the airship floating on the other side of the finish line waiting to
As
catch
long
him.
So long as I
Would it?
cross the line, no, but I can't maneuver
No.
to get there. So, just
No, we
purely-
do need the
Would we
bad deck
even
on
know
that
that
side.
he's in that
We need to be near the line so that we can get straight in there,
Yeah.
possibly with fire extinguishers. Although, let's face it,
probably-
there's not much left to burn.
I should probably head down now just in case.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go hop on
excellent
the.
idea.
I'm-
The
I
gyro.
reflect to the general air control channel being used by the base and the race and the organisers and so forth. I really feel I should let you guys know that I'm coming in with no engine here, so whatever ground crew you've got handy with, like, fire trucks and shit, you might want to have them ready. Just in case.
Received, we'll have crews ready.
I get to fix things.
Safe landings, Midas.
Is there enough room in the gyro for two people?
Yep.
Because I'm thinking, all right. So, Merlin, I think you and I need to head down there and be on site to get to the plane as soon as possible.
Yep.
So we'll head out.
You realise that he's probably still asleep, so you're just going to have to pick him up, baby, carry him down, and then wake him up as you're on the way down.
Right, Fish. Check in your mirror, you can see that Dale in the Bloodhawk is catching you.
Yeah. Dale still has an engine. That's cheating.
Do you have chaff? Do you have chaff? No, chaff is not a thing yet.
But he has engine parts that aren't being used right now. He could just lob those parts.
Yes! Yes!
If I cut down on weight, I might be able to glide further.
Yeah, the trouble is, opening your cockpit, your
It's the-
canopy, is
The
going to
emergency
Wait,
I don't
eject
think that-
engine
air
button.
resistance.
Yeah. Are you saying that Merlin hasn't invented a quick release
Apparently.
for the engines?
He probably has, he just hasn't fitted it yet because Midas wouldn't let him.
True.
And now Midas
Yeah, wouldn't
regrets
let him
that.
near it.
Oh god.
Oh, you know what? Midas might be able to get more speed gliding by aiming slightly down.
Oh yeah, no, I've already considered that. I just need enough. I need to make sure that I can actually still get across the line. You see, the thing is, it's not speed that I need; it's velocity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can get all the speed in the world, but if it's not moving me towards the finish line, it doesn't help me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Velocity is what his poor, overworked brain is desperately trying to calculate for this glide.
Oh god. Any chance of Masha helping if there is a role involved?
If you can think of what you can do to help, you can roll for
By
it.
doing basically the same calculations
Don't
of
think
what
praying
angle,
counts.
what angle of flaps he needs for ideal.
Piloting roll, go for it.
Yeah.
I will say he is not using the ideal angle on his flaps because he is trying for velocity. He's still trying to
Yeah.
get not just across the line because he could adjust his glide to get to glide further,
Yeah.
but with less forward momentum. But he also still wants to get across first if he possibly can.
I'm
So
assuming
he's
from what
actually probably losing altitude quicker than he should be, because he's still trying to get trying to get that first place.
based on
he's
what
an
I
idiot.
know Based on what I know of Midas, Masha is going to be factoring that into her piloting. she knows he doesn't want to be second.
So, Fish, can I have a piloting roll from you, please?
Let's hope so.
Let's blow a Benny on that assist. Actually, that was
Five.
about 1 Benny to assist.
Not a great piloting roll.
Hang on. I'm re-rolling mine.
You still got that Benny, right?
I've just blown 1 Benny to
Oh,
do the
I-
assist. 1 Benny to
I
do
had to use
the
the Benny on my last navigation
Yeah.
check.
Oh.
So, Fishy is
Okay, we
checklist at
have
this
a
point.
detonation.
Excellent.
16.
Ooh.
Okay, so that's +4 to Fish's roll.
So that brings me to 9.
That brings you to 9. That gives you a raise.
Yeah.
It's going to be close.
You might have saved his win, but you didn't save his life.
I mean, to be honest, I will take the second place quite happily. Midas wants first. I
Yeah.
will take the second place.
Yeah.
Fish, you're approaching the line with the best velocity you can muster, with your workings, with the guidance from your team, from Masha. You can see in the mirror the Bloodhawk is closing on you, and you see its propellers stop.
Oh, gravity, thou art a cold heartless.
The Bloodhawk is also gliding. It's
Ladies
carrying.
and gentlemen,
Very
it seems
tense.
that fuel is optional in this race.
On the outside, this means nobody's going to explode.
This is true. There will be no explosions, no matter how hard we hit.
Yes.
Thankful for small mercies, huh?
I will
Yeah.
propose-
That's not true. I have seen planes that have run out of fuel explode on TV.
Shut up, Shard.
Well, it's the
Is
fuel
now a
doesn't
bad time
explode,
to
of
say I
course.
put
The
my
vapor explodes.
experimental nitro on?
Yeah.
But
that's just- God.
I ran out of fuel long enough ago that I think that the pumps on my plane, desperately trying to make the engine continue to work, will have probably vented all of the vapor by then, the fuel vapor by then. So I should be okay. It shouldn't explode.
God. We're just discussing how likely it is you're going
That-
to blow.
that's my
Bloodhawk, on the other hand.
desperate appeal for life there.
Yeah.
The pumps now overworked to set themselves on fire. There's no explosion,
Yeah,
but there is
no,
a fire.
the plane catches fire, obviously, yes, but it doesn't explode.
Oh wait, would the plane being on fire while you're gliding actually give lift if it's in the right spot because it's heating up the air around you?
I don't like where this train of thought is headed.
So you
Come
can
on,
still
put the
see
fast
at you approach the line. You know the Bloodhawk's engine stops. You can still see it gaining on you. It's carrying more momentum. Crossing the line almost neck and neck. You're not sure who's first. You can't tell. The pilot. Of all the times.
At that time, it sounds like a modem.
That is the engine spluttering.
God. He's live role playing the audio now.
That bottle of whiskey that Midas has in the cup, he just poured that in the engine.
I should be back. I do apologize.
You're welcome back, yes.
Perfect timing. It was perfect.
With the different lengths of the planes, you can't tell whether you're in front or whether Dale's in front. The finish gun goes off twice instantly. It's bang, bang. You
If we
both
can't
need to
work it
land
out,
your
I'll
planes
take
now.
joint. That's
Oh wow.
going to be another one of those.
Yeah.
What are these things you call chips piloting things?
Uh-huh.
Which I failed.
No.
Double 2.
Oh.
Because dice hate me. We know
But
this
that
to be
wasn't-
true.
That wasn't a crit fail. That wasn't a
It's
crit
not-
fail, which
No,
means
but
we
I have
can-
no chips.
No. You don't have chips, but we do. Even though I'm
Okay.
flying.
If you can find a way of justifying assisting me in actually putting a plane down on the ground,
I'm
I
a
will be
pilot.
amazed.
Can you like hook with the
Air
gyrocopter
hooks.
to like slow? Yeah.
No, the Gyro's much smaller and would not. That would just cause more problems.
You could try and talk him down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Air hooks with the
Yeah.
I honestly can't see how talking him down, how an inferior pilot talking him down is going to help.
I'm thinking Masha could give it a go.
But
From
even
her
Masha is
position
less
above.
technically accomplished than Midas.
Yeah, but
Is
here's
the
the
other
thing.
12?
Here's the thing with being less accomplished pilots. They tend to ask the right questions to trigger the right answers in the better pilot's brain.
If you don't reckon, I think we might be looking
I
at
mean,
getting new landing gear on.
Knight is the
Nelly.
GM. It's his call ultimately, but if I were the GM, I wouldn't allow it.
No, I
can't
can't
see
think of
how
anything.
you can talk him down at this point.
Ultimately, it comes down to whether Midas will listen to Masha on it, because Masha has literally a different perspective, because Masha can see the angle of attack that you're at, can see...
Honestly, I suppose theoretically the external viewpoint, if it's not, there's no way that she can advise him in terms of this is what you have to do.
No.
But if it was perhaps that instead she
Coming
can
too flat.
see something wrong in the angle
Yeah.
of attack and
Yep.
can tell him where the error is so he can fix it,
Yeah.
that maybe would work. I
Yeah,
can
if
see
his
that.
nose is too low, for example.
Yeah.
You know, his
Yeah,
nose
or
is
too
If
high.
So I,
you're
Stalling,
screaming you're
stalling.
coming in too steep or
Yeah.
what have you.
yeah, glide slope, bing, bing, glide slope,
Yeah.
bing, bing. Sorry,
Pull up.
God, Krypton Factor is just embedded in my brain now.
I mean,
I'm
would,
gonna
would
give it a
throwing would throwing a Benny at it to change the world be like, oh hey, there's actually a tiny bit of fuel left that just
This is a dramatic moment. No.
No, okay, I'm giving it a go. I've blown the Benny.
Good.
Let's
good
see
effort.
if I can just tell him anything useful. Please, come
Yeah.
on, now is the time. Not on that roll. Fuck it, I'm blowing a Benny.
Bear in mind, you have got to get a raise.
I know.
For
I
this to
know.
be good.
Okay, that's a 10.
That's a raise.
That's a raise.
Yeah, let's see where we go with this. 17.
Okay.
I'm down to 3 Bennies. God.
Hey, that's 3 more than me.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
So
I
Fish,
had 9 at the start of this race. 9.
apparently one of the flaps hadn't adjusted properly when you adjusted. Masha spotted it, let you know you've adjusted.
Yes. Tension, tension, tension.
And as Midas puts Nelly down for a landing, the Bloodhawk isn't so lucky.
Oh.
Oh. And what spatula?
Yeah.
That bad?
Whether there was a gust, a crosswind, or something, or the pilot lost their nerve. But they went wing down. The wing dug into the ground. The thing cartwheeled,
Oh. Yeah, I think we've all seen that.
and
Midas
into
will be out of his plane
into the maintenance
as
building.
soon as he can get it to stop, and heading over there to see if there's anything that can be done.
I
I'm
don't
landing
tell
the gyro.
that cut, but yeah,
Yeah, I'm landing the gyro as close as possible. I would have seen it from where I was.
yeah. So yeah, both engineer and medic heading over there.
Everybody running in to try and help.
Yeah.
And that's where we're gonna leave it for the night.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
That's where we're gonna wrap, folks.
Really?
Yes.
God.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Well, that was an intense one.
That was.
Dang. Nice
Who'd
job.
have thought
Well
the most
done.
intense part would be
This
the
was
bit
the
with
race
the
you
least
thought
action.
you weren't.
Hey, Fish, well done. Fist bump, man.
You wouldn't be able to see it if you did it back.
Yeah, true.
I know. I can pretend like you did.
Oh, we got a Freechy in chat. Hi, Freechy.
Oh, Richie.
I think we've had a Freachy all session.
We've all
Preachy's been here since the
There is
beginning.
always
Yeah.
Preachy.
Yes.
There is never no
And,
Frucci.
and to answer Molly, yes, it was exactly the right time for a cliffhanger ending.
Yes. Cliff's flat. Yeah.
Cliff. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Right. That was good.
So, folks, thank you for.
Oh, that was fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really am. There's more races to come.
Oh boy. Here's the Midas
I'm
show.
so happy that Midas is finally getting his races. he hasn't had as much to do.
He's,
I feel
he's
like
been
each episode
Finally gets
is
to
kind
do
of like
something.
joking.
he's
Yeah.
been complaining
I
the
feel like
entire
he's been
time of us having a job to do, but that's not what he's here for.
Yeah.
Now he's here doing what he came to do.
Yes. Tune in next time. The fitting conclusion.
Midas rides the wind.
Yes. That's what we just had. We'll be on to Midas's roost.
Midas
next.
meets the wizard soon.
Yes. Midas clever roost.
Ah,
Yes, I need a moose.
Oh god. Okay.
thank you all for coming along to join us for this roller coaster ride. We'll be back at Crimson Skies in 3 weeks,
Yep.
which would be the 7th.
Yes. She says. Hang on, we've got 1, 2. Yep, 7th. It threw me because the 7th was last week, and of course I forgot February.
Yeah,
Yeah.
short month.
So next week is
Yeah, now next week is awkward, isn't it?
is awkward because
Because-
it was
Yeah, I was going to run Gaia Complex quick starts, but with everything that is going on at the moment, that is not any longer going to be an
So,
issue.
There will be something next week. Let's call it a watch this space. We'll announce it as soon as we have confirmation one
And-
way or another.
And if you don't know what the Gaia Complex is, I recommend that you just run Gaia Complex Kickstarter into
Yes.
a quick Google search.
Yep.
It looks like it's going to be a really cool cyberpunk game with vampires.
Yep.
And it's currently on
Fun.
Kickstarter. It's been funded. It's going through its stretch goals at the moment. It's from one of the designers of Slay Industries' second edition. Give you an idea of its pedigree, and it's looking really good. I'm very
Cool.
disappointed that I don't get to run it during the Kickstarter campaign, which I really wanted to do, but in life gets it.
Fish. I will have a look at it this week, and I might be able to.
Yeah, I mean, if someone else can pick it up and run it, that would be great. It doesn't actually have a scenario.
Okay.
It's got effectively scenario seeds, so it gives you the basic outline of the scenario and some suggested scenes, and you're left to take it from there. Now that is probably about as much as you normally run with, but to be honest, I know the way you write stuff up, and scenarios are written up very much in note form, so it's not
Yes.
it's not far off what you would have had written out for a scenario.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it would be great if we could actually.
I would
get
like to because Shep deserves the support.
absolutely.
Seems a decent dude.
Seems so. So we will be aiming to be running Gaia
Yeah.
Complex next week.
Yep.
We'll keep you posted just to confirm.
Okay.
And so that's it from us. Before we do head off, though, pretty much everyone here is a streamer in their own right. So if I kick off, during the week, on Tuesday and Thursday, I will be streaming from the Drum Cave, playing drums to requests. You request the songs, I'll play them, so long as they're royalty free.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. Do come to hang out because it's cool music, and occasionally I tend to run off at the mouth as well.
Some of the best streams on Twitch.
Yes.
Thank you, Fish. Thank you. Shard, what do you have planned stream-wise next week?
Well, I just got dinner, so after I finish dinner, after this, probably half an hour, I'm going to be streaming Hollow Knight.
Cool.
And sometime Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll probably do Dungeon Keeper again and Hollow Knight. I'll probably intersperse between the two.
Cool.
Cool. Fish, are you likely to be doing any streaming at all in the near future?
I am going to be very busy in the near future. For those that don't know, I'm currently suffering from a tiny bijou homelessness problem. So most of my time at the moment is going to be spent boxing stuff up so that I can get it to a new place to live as soon as I can manage to actually find one. And as a result, the reason I'm not on camera today is my main PC has been dismantled and I'm just running off a laptop. This means I'm not likely to be doing any streaming, but I am hoping to at least be making some posts on my coffee page, blogging my current experience.
And why not?
So yeah, I won't be streaming, but I'll try and get something out there.
Sofa surfing at mine.
Cool.
Um,
Right, over to you then.
Yep. Well, I am planning to be streaming Styx tomorrow. I've been assuming I've been coming up to the end game of Styx for the last 8 sessions, roughly. So,
The game
frankly,
just keeps
who
going.
knows at this stage? And then on Thursday, I am just cursing this stream again because every time I try and set up a Cyberpunk 2077 stream, something goes pear-shaped. So, and it's nothing to do with the game. That's the problem. So Thursday, I'm aiming for Cyberpunk 2077. So fingers crossed for that. Please God.
Robinson, do you have any streams lined up in the coming days?
So on the 17th, one of the mobile games I'm playing is starting an event. So I'll probably stream the first day of that at least to see what it's like, and then potentially resume with it. Otherwise, it's going to be X4 or Dyson Sphere, depending on what I'm feeling, because I really need to continue with my X4 game ready for the new DLC that's releasing.
True.
Yes, we've got a date for that now.
Yes. You've got the date. It sounds like it's Valentine's. Have you got a date for X4?
Closest thing to a date I'll get.
Oh.
I know the feeling.
Ouch.
Oh, bless.
And last but by no means least, Looper is also a streamer. Looper.
I am. On Tuesday, a couple hours before night's stream, I will probably be playing Stardew Valley. And whatever else I end up doing during the week will probably depend on what dogs I'm with. Because I don't want to play Dead Space while I have all these doggies, because I don't want to scream and scare them. Probably just Tuesday.
You could just stream sitting on the couch with dogs.
Yeah, people will probably watch that.
Yeah, that undoubtedly people would. You just put it as just chatting and whiffle to your dogs.
There was that one time I was playing Moons of Madness and I was babysitting one of my favorite dogs and she came and tried to save me.
Oh,
That's probably one of my favorite twins ever.
oh, but I'm just looking at this.
Yeah, just chatting with dogs.
Oh, look at those. Good grief. Spoiled little hounds.
So sweet.
Bless.
I know, I love it.
And
I
as a
love
parting
babysitting at houses that have spoiled dogs.
As a parting gesture, I will say that if you're enjoying the games that we run here, then you can get involved with our games. Follow us, drop into the Discord. I saw Fritchie drop the Discord link earlier.
Yeah.
Do drop in and say hi. It's a wonderfully friendly community, very accepting of all walks of life. And if you're so motivated, then you can donate to help us keep the lights on and the various expenses involved in the software and the rule sets that we pick up to run the games with. !tip will show you to a donation link where you can help us out with that.
Yeah, tip and donate, in fact. Yes, thank God for that. They do both work still. Look, when you mess with bots.
Yes, I know. So once again,
the
thank
one
you all.
piece of technology that worked flawlessly today.
Yes, the bot did what we programmed it to do.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks
Take
for
care.
watching, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.